Welcome back to your favorite black male show, the Brother Pill podcast. We are on episode 30 something. Nigga really don't know which one, but it's a whole bunch of these things. And once again, glad to be back in it for another round of radio with my counterpart and co-host Steve the D Williams. What's going on, Steve?
What up, though? How you doing, big dog?
Hey man, I'm just chilling tonight. And Steve, we have a very controversial topic. And that topic is, who is really a coon in the black community? Am I echoing a little bit?
Let me see. Are you? I'm gonna pull down. See if you.
I can't hear you no more.
Were you echoing? I'm saying that. How is it?
Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let me just do this real quick, guys, before we get into the show. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson. This is my secondary channel, the Vlogcast, but my main channel can be found at O'Shea Duke Jackson at YouTube. And you can also follow my daily black male website and lifestyle magazine, www.negromanosphere.com. It's all for the brothers, written by brothers. And and you can find me here on the Brother Pill podcast, which is every night, Monday through Sunday, pretty much. And Steve, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Steve D. Williams. You can get at me at www.themanmindset.com.
All right, let's kind of get into the reasoning for the show. What we're dealing with in the black community is there is not what we consider monolithic thought. Now, before I kind of get into some of the commentary in black communities, we may not all think the same about everything, but we damn sure vote the same. And if you were to look at all blacks as a political group, black people are primarily Democratic. And so with the Democratic way of thinking, black people typically feel to be oppressed. They feel to be victim mindset, as though the white man has his foot on our neck. We can't do these things for certain reasons. And I can't say that blacks who have certain talking points, that there's not some truth to that. There is indeed, some truth as to how we were treated in the past, but there's a small percentage of black people who do not feel that white people are their biggest problem. They don't feel that white people are holding them back. They don't feel that that racism is as strong as it has been. There's even some blacks who feel that racism doesn't even exist. And when you hear a black person with certain talking points like this, that tries to make black people accountable for the things that they can change, what you will hear is a black people will say that this person is a coon, they're cooning. And when you look at the definition of cooning, what it will say is a black person who pretty much is taking white people's talking points about black folks. That means if you have any kind of agreement with white people on any issue about black people and their pejorative behavior or derogatory behavior, even if you are right, they will call those kind of black people coons. Now, let me kind of, before we get to you, Steve, there was an incident that presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson said when he said black people were immigrants to the United States, and I had a big problem with that because black people were brought on slave ships. They were not, in my opinion, immigrants. That is something that black people felt he was cooning on. It's a white person's talking points. It's a white conservative. So I can understand there are particular incidents where white people are exonerated, or black people are looking to exonerate white people all the time and blame blacks for everything. I can understand that. But just for having a difference of opinion, a lot of blacks who think differently are called coons. Ray Lewis, you have Jesse Lee Peterson, and you even have me and Steve today as black conservatives. Steve, let's talk about the cooning, calling and shaming tactics that are used in the black community, according to you.
Well, and again, guys, you want to call in, the lines are open. The thing that I think it is a great, I think being called a coon is a great compliment because it tells me I'm doing something right. It tells me I'm not like them, or think like them. Because if I thought like them, I wouldn't be successful. I'd be fucking sitting around doing nothing all day if I thought like them. The thing is that there are certain traits that you notice about those who utilize that word. And one of the biggest things that you notice is that these individuals not only don't accept responsibility, they also try to nourish and feed other people that you don't have to be responsible for certain things. They will do anything to absolve themselves of personal responsibility for everything that goes on in their lives. They are what we call a serial blamer. These are the kind of people that are always blaming everybody and everything except themselves. They choose not to rationalize. They always feel helpless. They live in self-pity. Matter of fact, not only living in self-pity, but these are individuals that also live in the past. The past is their, their foundation on everything, meaning that that they will seek solace in, they'll seek sanctuary in the past, where they can blame the past for things that they do themselves. And it is a few more. Another thing they do is they focus on problems. These are individuals who are always problematic. But these are the ones that are O'Shea. These are the ones that are calling people like us coons, because they're the ones they can read and write, but they don't read and write. You know what I mean? They do just the bare minimum and expect everybody and everything to take care of them. But like I've always told you, you've never met a poor coon before. You've never met someone who's broke that is called a coon. I've never seen anybody broke. It's just odd that everybody who is successful, the Ben Carlsons of the world and everybody like that who has had some type of success that think different than the normal guy is automatically considered and labeled a coon. So that's all I want to say for so far on that.
Okay, and LAR is going to join us here real quick, and let me just do this because I told him to come on to the show. But let me kind of get to this before we take your callers. Callers is going to be 515-605-9373. So let's kind of talk a little bit about what cooning the term comes from, because the term does not originate from Black people. It's a white term, pejorative term against blacks, okay? And it's another word for, nigger or something like that. But let's kind of look at the Urban Dictionary, because what happens is typically in the older days, especially in Black cinema, where you have blacks who could only take certain roles as like housemaids or yes sir bosses, stuff like that. And these people who took these certain kind of derogatory roles of blacks, that stereotypically portrays blacks in a certain image, slaves or housemaids, sellouts, stuff like that, making whites feel better. That's what people call coons. And it comes from the terms where barracoons, which is a cage. You put Africans in there to be sent to America as the slaves. So they were called barracoons, stuff like that. Now, here's what we got to understand, okay? A lot of the roles that we adore in Black America right now, rappers. Rappers are a person who talks about how he shoots dope, sells dope, shoots Black people, got hoes all in the video, okay? Black people are good at basketball or sports. Now, it's funny because a lot of these people who say that, like stereotypes about Black people are, really good at sports, they can run fast, they can jump high, but they're pretty stupid. So when you look at your people like Colin Kaepernick, you look at your people like Jay-Z, former dope dealer, raps about selling drugs to Black people. If you think about it, these are stereotypes of what a coon would be, but yet Black people, they give certain people a pass, like a Jay-Z, like a Kaepernick. I can't really say Kaepernick, but I can say Jay-Z because he definitely is a stereotype of what inner city Black person would be, who is negative or had a negative life. Those are people who call other blacks coons. D.L. Hughley, people like Umar Johnson, So, I mean, that's why this show is called Who is Really the Coon? Is it the dope dealer? Let's kind of go back to you, Steve. Who, would you consider, because Jay-Z probably would consider you to be a coon. Would you consider Jay-Z to be a coon?
No, I consider Jay-Z to be a bitch, not more of a coon. But upload 312, please call in, because that rhetoric that you just said, I want you to explain that shit. Please call in. Motherfucker talking about the NBA and the NFL, the new plantations. Call your ass into the show. Anyway, getting back to Jay-Z. Jay-Z is not a coon. Okay. Jay-Z is a bitch. There's a difference. A bitch is someone that allows a woman to put hands on him and he's just sitting there, and a bitch is someone that's going to take his wife's last name. He's more of a bitch. He's not a coon. He's a bitch. But the thing is, as a man, I have never ever used that word in my life. I've never ever used that word ever. I have no word. I'm. It's like people think calling you that is like we in elementary school or some shit or kindergarten where that name's gonna like it's gonna ruin my day or some shit like that. So no. But to answer your question, no, Jay-Z is not. But guys, call in, because anybody who calls somebody a coon, please fucking call in, because I want to see how the fuck you think, because I want to know why you use that word. Go ahead, thank you, OJ.
Okay, let's do this. Let's kind of get to so shout out to my man LAR Movement. He's he frequents the Brother Pill podcast, one of the original guys on the podcast. What's going on, man?
What's going on, folks?
What's your definition of take, man, on this particular phrase coon? Who is really the coon?
I think one of the biggest problems with the coon rhetoric is, at the end of the day, we only want to call people coons who we feel like are subservient to white people, but we don't want to call our dysfunctional people coons. And they coons too. Drug dealers are coons. Bad parents are coons. People who don't vote are coons. Like, people who sabotage other people in our community are coons. Like, what's the big deal with that? So, to me, at the end of the day, if you really want to put that name out there, you can look in your family tree and find a lot of them.
Well, let's do that real quick. And that's some good points. Once again, guys, thank you for how is a drug dealer a coon?
Call your ass in, man. This is look.
Can I answer that? I'll answer that.
What is it called?
El Chapo be a coon. Motherfucker, El Chapo not even black.
We need
okay,
well, call in, please.
How about
Dan Goldie? You dumb motherfucker, call in, please. You said a drug dealer is a stop the show. Clifford Dan Goldie. Dan Goldie, please call into the show.
He said a drug dealer. We got a call right now. We got a call, sir.
You did. Alibaba, call your African ass in, motherfucker. We cuss your ass out. Because you must have come to the goddamn boat, nigga.
They hung up.
2 B's of the day. We gonna send your ass back to Burkina Faso talking that shit. How can I call? How can I call today? I will call for my hut. Okay, hold on. Let me give you to fucking
guys call in.
I'm supposed to say your name wrong. Bitch, call in.
Yeah, I just want to hear from you motherfucking losers. We got a call, sir.
Bring the caller in, please.
Oh, they hung up again. See, they called and hung up again. They scared. We want somebody to call in who is brave enough to explain what a coon is and why you fuckers call people coon. Oh, here comes 718. Can I bring him in?
Yeah, bring in 718.
All right, 718. What's your take on the coon, sir?
Yep.
What's going on? Who's this?
718.
Who's this? Yo, I think I got a problem or something.
All right, I'm about to hang up on that bitch ass. All right. Okay. All right, 718. We got 404. Let me bring in 404. 404, what's your what you got, 404?
I'm trying to find out something.
Can you put the weed down for a second and answer questions?
You dumbass callers, man.
That bitch hung up. I got their numbers, motherfucker. I'll call you motherfucking motherfuckers back. Don't. Oh, we got oh shit.
Who's that?
We got Virginia. Oh, wait. Before we bring him in.
804?
Yeah, oh yeah, hold on. Before we bring him in, we got to give him his own entrance as well.
Okay, give him his entrance.
Yeah, let me give him his entrance.
This might be a good topic for him though. He like to talk. This is a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. He about to come in. Wait, we better bring you in, son. One second.
Why you guys are coming into the show, man? Listen, like the video, okay? You guys are coming in. This is a good topic, man. So I'm tired as hell, and you niggas need to call in.
Let's see here. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm bringing him. I want to make sure we bring him in correctly. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna bring him in correctly. Here we go. Let me bring him in right. Let me see. Here we go. Wait, shit, it's commercial. In 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. All right, 804. We had to bring you in correctly, sir. I apologize. Here you go. Erico 804, coming from the gates of heaven. What is your take on coon, sir?
What the fuck is that, dude?
Can you hear him?
804, we had to bring you in correctly, sir.
804. I'm hanging up on your motherfucking ass. You ain't listening.
You niggas is playing today.
All right, Erico 404. Did you have something to say? Did you put the weed down, 404?
I'm from the channel.
Get this nigga off the phone. All right, look, he gonna fucking show up. Let's get back to us real quick until these niggas can call in correctly. Okay. So listen. Let's talk about this debate between Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis, okay? This is important because Ray Lewis is always discredited on, I don't know what show they're on. It's the Fox show, right? What's it called?
It's called First Take. No, Undisputed. Excuse me, Undisputed with Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless.
Okay, so Undisputed. Okay, so but Shannon Sharpe is praised, dude. Especially in these black communities, man. He's like really to the left with a lot of things he's saying. Black people are oppressed. Black people this. Black people that. White folks this. White folks that. All type of shit. When it comes to what blacks are going through. Ray Lewis is a complete polar opposite. Ray Lewis likes to hold black people to the feet to the fire, which I like. I love that. When I see black people holding black people's feet to the fire, I love that shit because that only means that if you do better, you can only improve. But black people, like they didn't like Bill Cosby, they call Ray Lewis the coon. Now, here's what's so funny to me about Shannon Sharpe. He talks all of these pro-black talking points. He talks really black. But he has a white girlfriend, white wife, white fiance. And he reminds me a lot of Van Jones, who's kind of the same way, kind of a black apologist, sitting up with a white wife, don't live nowhere amongst black people, doesn't do anything to help blacks. But Ray Lewis is out there in these communities out in Baltimore, out there in the trenches, giving backpacks to kids, like Steve said, doing football camps.
Everything when you're ready, sir. I've got the list.
Yeah. So who's really the coon here? Because a lot of people say that that the coon is Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
But what's your take, Steve?
Well, my take is this: just like Michael Vick, they call him a coon for telling him to cut his fucking hair, and I believe that. I think anybody who has dreadlocks and shit like that, you really don't want no job. You really don't want to be successful wearing dreadlocks and shit like that. You ain't gonna make it in business, man. We got to call it just to let you know. Well, they fell off anyway, but I think that this is the problem. See, the problem with the majority of black people, they don't know what success is. They have no idea what success is. They don't know how any idea what being successful is, or the language, or the behavior. And because of that, these individuals cannot understand when somebody talks different or thinks different, because all these victim ass losers' lives, all they've been doing is bitching, whining, moaning, and complaining. Then when someone comes with, you ready for this, O'Shea?
Right.
A solution.
Okay.
When they come with let me say again, a solution.
Right.
These motherfuckers cannot wrap their head around that word because they have never been in a position to come up with solutions. It's so easy to bitch. It's so easy to point the finger. It's so easy to talk about someone. But when you ask them, what did you do Thanksgiving? How much have you donated? What have you done? Who have you supported? I don't have to support nobody. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? But we got 2 callers, sir, in the queue. Just want to let you know.
Okay, let's bring the caller in real quick. Let's see what we got here.
All right, let's bring in area code 915, sir. What's your question or comment, sir? $915.
Don't live nowhere amongst black people. Doesn't do anything to help black.
Wait. Motherfucker, speak up, motherfucker.
What the fuck is wrong? I know you in Texas, nigga, but what the are you in? Do wireless, dog. Get him off. Oh, man, you niggas calling in bathtubs and shit. God damn.
No. Hold on, O'Shea. I'm gonna tell you what this motherfucker's doing. Hold on. You wanna know what he's doing? This motherfucker's playing a recording. Let me hang up his ass a call right now. Hold on. We'll call this nigga back. Yeah. You better hang. No, nigga, you can't get away that fast. I'm gonna call your ass one more time, motherfucker. You gonna call our show and do that shit. 217. We bring you 1 second. Let me call this bitch ass up. Hold on. You want to play around with that shit? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, look at you fucking bitch. Don't you be calling the O'Shea Du Jackson show and playing recorders, you fuck face. Fuck you. Okay. So, we have area code 207 and 804, so whenever you're ready. Oh, what happened? I want to laugh. What's so funny? What happened? I want to laugh. I'm sorry.
Okay, bring the other caller right now.
Area code 217, sir. What's your name? Where you calling from, sir? Which question?
Yellow.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What do you want, nigga?
Yellow.
You know what? Call his ass back. Get it. He gonna run to that. Call him now. Fuck it. Call him. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. You ain't gonna hang up on me. You know I'm calling your ass, bitch. Oh, no. No, nigga. Y'all want to play? We gonna play. Don't you ever call the O'Shea Du Jackson show, motherfucker, and talk that shit, bitch. Okay, so we 804 is back.
All right, bring him on. Now,
804, I hope you listen this time. Don't be playing no fucking computer and shit. You there?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man? You know what? Do I need to cuss this motherfucker out? 804.
Call him back.
All right. Damn, man. It just, don't cease to amaze me.
Not one today.
Hello?
Motherfucker, when we call you and open up your line, answer the fucking phone, motherfucker. Bye.
Look,
So we
stop
have
the show.
954.
Stop the show.
Okay.
Stop the show. This is the Brother Peel motherfucking podcast. We will cuss you out. We will cuss your mama out. We will cuss your kids out. You are fucking with the right niggas on the right night. Okay? Y'all niggas gonna stop calling in here. We got your numbers, nigga. We will fuck y'all up. Y'all better stop playing. This is the Peel. The Peel, we don't play around this motherfucker. You niggas better stop fucking around.
We have 2
You
callers.
ain't playing with your shines. Go ahead.
All right, let's bring in air code 684. What's your question, sir?
Hello?
684, what's your question, sir? All right, I got time. We got other calls to grab. Let me grab area code 305. 305, did you have a question, sir? 305. I can't hear you either. You can't hear him? Can you hear him?
No, man, we can't hear him.
We have the meat.
Yeah, I hear that, but I don't hear them. 954, do you have a question, sir? I don't know. For some reason, we cannot hear them.
Okay. We'll be having some difficulty. We cuss native. Maybe they keep trying to talk and we just cussing them out because they can't hear.
Well, we got 111. Maybe that's London. You want me to try that last one, sir?
Yeah, let's try London.
All right, 111, are you there? Can you hear us? I can hear them, but they ain't saying shit.
All right, hold on.
111. Oh, that bitch is playing the bus of the record. Okay. All right. Well, they ain't listen. All right, go ahead, O'Shea. They're not.
All right, so look, we gotta get this shit straight, man. So okay, let's try to basically talk more about this as much as we can. Who, in your opinion, now is it? So LAR movement. Why are black conservatives now? Let's just take somebody like this, like ABL, Anthony Brian Logan. There's another dude out there that just made it kind of big. He's a police officer out in Tucson. You guys know what I'm talking about? What's this guy's name?
You know what, the Sheriff David Clark?
So David Clark. There's another guy on YouTube who's just kind of rising to popularity as of lately. He had a video on Fox News that hit like, oh, his name is Brandon, something like that. Officer Brandon, Tucson, Brandon Tatum. Okay. He said some decent things, man, but a little bit some of that stuff, man. To me, is kind of where I kind of draw the line with some of these guys. Do you think that some of these black dudes who are conservatives kind of go overboard with some of their talking points in order to please white audiences, LAR movement? Like, can you just be like, okay, that's a little bit too far to the right, a little bit too far there, in your opinion?
Yeah, sometimes they go too far, but just like some people go too far left. It's just take what you can use and get rid of the rest. You know, if you get somebody that you feel is conservative and you don't like conservatives, if they're telling you something that works, take it. You know, but if you're one of those people that say, oh, this person's, you know, a Republican or they're conservatives, I'm not listening to nothing they got to say, you're being stupid. You know, I mean, Democrats tell you stuff all the time that don't work. Why are you listening to that?
Well, let me ask you this, LAR. In the case of, you know, a lot of white people like to tell black people to get over, you know, slavery happened, get over it. That's a big kind of talking point from like white conservatives to the right. Get over it. It happened. You know, yeah, you lost a lot of money, a lot of land, a lot of generational wealth, but what are you going to do about it? You know, and from a white person, when a white person says that, it seems like a white person is very not understanding of the black plight. But when you hear a black person come out and say something like that, it's like, well, damn, nigga, you are black, you are one of us. You know how we've been affected. And then you notice when a black person says this, a lot of white people like to big them up, like to back them up. Like a lot of the whites, blacks who have like a lot of white followings here, like Dr. Common Sense. That's one of his big talking points, man. He has almost an all white audience, man. It's like, it's kind of like these guys say this. I'm not certain if they really believe what they're saying, but it's almost like to appease a portion of white people who feel like, hey, you know, fuck whatever happened to you, we're not sympathetic to it. And when you see blacks like this who are like aiming for like white approval, and there are a lot of blacks out there who are aiming for white approval, can we call them coons?
For me, if you're trying to appease somebody, that's a sucker move. But using the term like get over it, where I get off the bus when people do that stuff, with the get over it stuff, is you say, okay, well, let's get over it. How about I do to you what was done to me? You shouldn't have a problem with that. You get what I'm saying? Let's.
What was done to you?
No, I'm just saying, like the
But what was
get
done?
over it thing. The get over it thing is basically saying, at the end of the day, what happened in the past is the past. Let that go, right?
So what was done to you though?
No, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
I'm getting to it. Like, was slavery done to me personally? No.
Okay.
Was the economic, was the theft and all of that stuff, did that affect me? Yeah.
How?
You know, well, for me, you know, my family's land was stolen. My family's resources were stolen. You know, so
Okay.
that affects me.
Well, okay, and I understand your thing, but we're not okay. You're again, I would consider you in the minority and not the majority in that
Right.
situation. So for you to say that, I can understand that and respect that. But for anybody else who hasn't had any land and can't spell the word land, they can't say that shit. They have to get over it. They got to suck that shit up because the shit didn't happen to them.
Yeah,
Oh, and we got two calls there, O'Shea. But like I'm saying is this, is that what they're getting mad over, they should be using that as a light under their asses to do better. Because a lot of people died and went through a lot of shit for them to be where they're at right now, and they still ain't doing shit with it. So a lot of people are dying in vain back then because of the opportunities people have today.
and that's part of like one of the things. Like I feel you can't piss on the older generation that worked so hard just because you feeling some type of way. I always felt that, but at the same time, when you get to the point of it's time to compete, if I can't have no excuses when it's time to compete, I don't want to hear nobody else's excuses either. That's the part where I get off, because when people like, oh, I don't care that you got mental issues. I don't care that you got whipped as a kid either. You know, I don't care that you got bullied in school. If it's time for me and you to compete, and you already know I may have a harder road than you, the last thing I want to hear is your excuses, because you're using this same system to get ahead. So, but you know, that's where I personally get off. These guys out here, sometimes they go too far, but everybody, to me, has a bit of opportunist in them in America to try to get over.
Well, Harold, fuck you. Why don't you be a fucking man, and why don't you tell me how to get over it? You all you people in the chat room want to talk shit, but you ain't got the balls to call into the fucking show. Y'all the biggest bitches I've ever seen, and y'all are the biggest problem. Cause y'all hide behind your words. You, myself, LAR movement, and fucking O'Shea are all out. You see us, motherfucker, but y'all bitches hide behind your little cake ass words and shit, talking all kind of shit. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't gonna call in. Fuck you bitches. Talk all the shit you want. You more the problem. That's why we need slave land for you cake ass monkeys. Hey, you know what? Fuck, I don't need to work on Fox News, Leo. Fuck you. You call in too, bitch. We got two calls, O'Shea, sir.
They're trying to bring the call, man.
All right, air code 503. Did you have a question, sir?
Show. Y'all the biggest bitches I've
Oh,
ever
never
seen.
mind. When we hear the computer, hey, if we hear your computer, we're shutting you down.
Okay, I wonder what's going on, man.
Yeah, I don't know, because they're listening. They're listening, but these are the goofballs that's cranking. 954, did you have a question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Say something if you can hear me, because I'm here waiting.
Yes. I think they getting delayed.
Do you hear us?
We hear them, but they don't hear us. Okay, there's something going on. All right. So let's see here. Okay, we're gonna fix it in LAR. What we're gonna do is keep the show rolling. Okay, guys, listen. Get the likes up. Stop the show. 140 people watching. 59 likes. 20 dislikes. Let's talk a little bit about Shannon Sharp real quick. Is Shannon Sharp a coon? LAR.
The way I like comparing him to Ray Lewis, I say it like this.
Okay.
You could say that Shannon Sharp talks black and lives coon, and you could say that Ray Lewis lives black and talks coon, if people want to use stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shannon Sharpe says a lot of things that make sense, just like Ray Lewis says a lot of things that make sense, but he says more things that black people can interact with, that we can accept.
Okay, what kind of things are those?
Well, basically, he points out the systematic injustice part, but he doesn't put any solutions past that. You get what I'm saying? So people like hearing like this is how it is, this is how we got fucked over, we fucked over, and that's just the way it is, and would you please stop? But it ain't gonna stop, so he already know that, I mean, the thing that cracks me up about Shannon is he's actually one of those people. When he talks, his brother helped him along the way. He wanted to be just like his brother when he started playing football or whatever. When he almost got cut, his brother bought him the car just to make sure he could make it. So he understands what working together can do.
Right.
So, but you see Ray Lewis is the one out in the streets.
Right.
So until you see Shannon out in the streets, it don't make sense.
Okay, let me kind of get my take on this, dude. When you look at the word coon, and can you say Shannon Sharpe is that? Based off of the definition, because the coon is somebody who portrays a black person in a negative stereotype. So Shannon Sharpe, when he's on there, he seems to be articulate. He's a well-dressed black man. He's a former NFL player. I cannot call Shannon Sharpe a coon, nor can I call Ray Lewis that. But what I can call Shannon Sharpe is he is a apologist for coons. What I'm saying is Shannon Sharpe, he doesn't call it down the middle. And see, here's the thing that we got to understand with black people as a whole, especially black men, and especially black men who are not doing well due to their own recognizance. Yes, he's a race baiter. People like those black people like Shannon Sharpe, they don't help the race. The race needs to get better. The race needs to look at itself outside of white people. You understand? And the black race needs to take a very good look at why they are where we are. And I'm gonna say it again. We need to look at while we are where we are. Now we have to subtract whites from that. We understand that whites take and have a pretty good sizable role in what has happened to blacks previously. But what blacks need to do is let's look at what we can do ourselves. What can we do ourselves? And people like Shannon Sharpe, people like DeRay McKesson, people like blacks like these, they're very dangerous to the race because not Condoleezza, but what's the lady out in LA? She's a senator. What's her name?
Not Barbara Jordan. The other one.
Yeah. There's so many people. They give black people an excuse to keep losing. And I feel that those black people, they're even worse than coons, because black people, especially black men, we need to be in a position where we're going to say, okay, we are where we are. And I know Maxine Waters, exactly. We are where we are. We are struggling, but we do have a $500 billion spending power. We do have 20 million black men. We do have some black men are doing very well. We can work together as a group and try to do better. And people like Shannon Sharpe are not going to say that. And therefore, people like Shannon Sharpe, you can never become independent of whites with a person like Shannon Sharpe. You can never develop your own industries with people like Shannon Sharpe. You need people like Thomas Sankara. You need people like Elijah Muhammad when he says, learn from the white man, but do not depend on him. Shannon Sharpe and people like him, they're always going to be dependent on white people, telling white people it's your fault that we're like this, bail us out.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think that when it comes to Shannon and Ray, it's one thing that's synonymous with them two? They got a massive, they've been known for a massive work ethic. Do you think most average people do not want to work that hard?
No, they don't. That's true.
And that's why I started thinking about that. They probably don't want to ever have to put in the type of work that Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharp had to put in. Ever.
No. And
that's and if you're a black man, that's probably the kind of work you're gonna have to put in.
If not more. The thing about it is that we got to understand, like, let me say this real quick, guys. And I appreciate everything that people do for me on the negromanosphere.com. But let me just say this real quick. To do this blog and to put it up and keep it up for a year is much more between the lines. Get your bitch ass out of here. Some of you niggas trying to come from no. Shit talking niggas that don't spend no money. Gotta go. Okay, so this is what happened. Like, to run the Negro Manosphere blog and to deal with a group, for the most part, like black men who don't really believe in supporting Child to Darkcast channel, who don't typically believe, like, they don't work together. If I had a blog that catered to like non-black men or white men, it would easily more be supported. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because it is harder dealing with black people. A lot of blacks in business will tell you that it's easier dealing with other races of people. Lack of jealousy, infighting in the groups and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's much more difficult, and Shannon Sharp knows this. It's harder being a black man. Competing against other blacks is way more difficult. Competing with whites is more difficult. Clifford Dangote, we support you a lot. Give us credits. I don't even know you, nigga. Like, shut up. So shout out to your black ass, though. But I'm just saying, what you're saying is right. And a black man must understand that you're going to have to work hard to get your freedom. People like Shannon Sharp and bullshit apologists like that, man, they're going to leave you at the bottom of the barrel. Go ahead, Eliar.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Like, at the end of the day, I think somewhere along the lines, brothers got to get it out of our heads that we might think that other races can be mediocre and successful, and we want to be equal enough to be mediocre and successful. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, say it again. Say it again. Please say it again.
We feel like other groups can be mediocre and be successful. And we want to be equal to that and be able to be mediocre and successful. But that's not going to happen. You got to get over that. Like, that's the part. I definitely agree. You got to let that go. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. So if you want to be in a position, you got to work yourself out of the position you went into a better one. And that's going to take some heavy lifting. And you might as well just get strong.
I totally agree. Let me see. Is Dynas here? What up, Dynas? I fucks with Shannon Sharp. Dynas, I gotta send you. Hold on, man. I gotta send Dynas the link because I don't like Shannon Sharp at all. Dynas, I'm sending your motherfucking ass the link, dog.
Him and Ray are cool. I mean, they both do hypocritical stuff.
I don't like Shannon Sharp. But let's Dynas bring his ass on here. So let me see. Steve, are you there, Steve? Still? Can't hear you, Steve. Steve got the nigga wireless over there.
Not yet.
He's still working on the shit. Oh, he said, give me a minute. Okay. Shannon Sharp overrated. You have to explain that, dog. What up, Falcon? All right, listen, guys. We got 175 people watching. Check this out. A lot of you guys have not liked the video yet, brothers. Okay, so let's do that. I know your child support payments is coming in, so I ain't gonna hog you about the money. But hit the like button. Yeah, Dan Gote, man, he might have a heart attack in here. Oh shit, doesn't like us. Shut your ass up, fool. I just came back from Africa not too long ago. God damn it. All right, I got African right. The person that built the negromanosphere.com is a damn Nigerian. Shut your black ass up, man. You can get cussed out too, like the rest of these niggas get cussed out. You gonna get the same goddamn cursing out that these niggas get every day. 184 watching, get the likes up. Okay, so what I want to do is thank everybody. Let me go ahead and shout out the brother who super chatted, just real quick. And while we were working on the technical issues, guys, and let me shout out to this brother because he has something pretty good to say. He said, Cooning, behavior that directly or indirectly uplifts another race over their own using subjective anecdotal evidence to support their self-hated position. Praise in Republic, reprimand in private. Good show. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this real quick before we get the stuff set up. LAR. The things that white people say about black folks. Now, when we hear white people say black people are athletic, then we don't have a problem with them saying that. Black people are fast, they have genetic superiority than compared to whites. Blacks are okay with that, right? But if white people say blacks are stupid, blacks are not that, they're animalistic, they're primitive in their thinking, that's a negative talking point. And let's be honest, man, you know, we lived in black communities. We see other blacks and how other blacks act, you know. I mean, I've seen it from here to Africa to Poland. A lot of blacks, man, regardless of educational levels, there are certain things you're going to notice about black people everywhere you go, man. And there are some negative stereotypes about us that are, to me, this is not me being rude. When you hear white people making observations about blacks in the past, when you see black people,
check.
You good, Steve?
For yourself, you can kind of see like, okay, I don't want to really admit this, but there are some things that are kind of true. Do you feel that white people who have negative talking points about black people historically, when they went over to Africa and observed us for many years, and they made these things and said, black people are emotional, stuff like that, do you feel that they're wrong or right about some of the things they said about black people? It's a hard one, I know.
Yeah, I feel like as a yes or no, they're right because they got stupid people in every group. I think they're wrong in the fact that people try to act like they're masters at projection and deflection. They stupid people in their damn group too that fit every stereotype. You know, so if you're gonna rank who's stupid, that becomes a little stupid to me. You know, because I guess the difference to me in America is basically how successful can a confirmed dumb idiot be that's black in America, and how successful can a dumb idiot be that's a white person? And in this capitalistic society, you would say, if you're an idiot and you're black, you ain't going too far. But then you have black people who say, if you're an idiot in this country and you're white, you could be a president. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of like, that's why personally I don't listen to people talk about intelligence, because I know it's multiple types of intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I could be athletic.
Damn!
Did you get it, Steve?
It looks like it's up. It's working. Yeah, lines are up. If you heard that, everything's working. So
okay, let's let LAR movement finish this point. Then we can let you niggas call back in. Go ahead, LAR.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all good. Like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna. Do I see people in my own group that I'd be like, God damn, you an embarrassment? Yeah, I see motherfuckers like that.
Okay.
You know, but do I see people in other groups the same way? Yeah, I'm in the grocery store all the time looking at people like, why the fuck? Why didn't your mama swallow? You know, and you know that goes for every goddamn group.
Well, we do have an anonymous call, but I don't know if we want to hear that. But
let's see if it works.
All right, let's try. Okay, 316. Can you hear us? 316. 316.
It's a delay.
For some reason, they're getting a delay. I don't know. Let me try 111. 111. Can you hear us? He hung up. Anonymous, can you hear us?
Hello.
Anonymous.
What? Hello.
Can you hear us? I don't.
Yes. Hello.
We hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you hear us? Hello, hello.
Okay, it seems like Blog Talk has a problem or something, dog. When you pick up, it hangs up. Okay, so we're going to, we don't want to kill the podcast, so we just have to keep it going because, Steve, I can't hear you. Steve, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So, but you want to try it again or what?
Well, we keep trying, but yeah, I mean, we can hear again. If you can hear this, that means we can hear them. If you can hear this,
Damn!
you can hear that, right?
Yeah. Can you hear that, Elliot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah, we can hear that. We should be able to hear it. For some reason, we can't hear the caller. So
Okay. Well, we'll keep trying, you guys, periodically. Let's try to call back in. I plan on calling soon. Please get it fixed. That was me, Clifford. Clifford, nigga, call your ass. Nigga, you probably fucked around and gave the goddamn phone lines age or something, nigga. You probably didn't put some kind of voodoo on the shit.
well, we can
Now-
try to reroute them through Skype if you want. If you want to try that, we can do a reroute through Skype and give a number, but it's up to you, sir.
Will it work?
It should work. I just got to get the Skype number, and it should work.
Okay. So
How about in the meantime, I play all the way to the left and let you get the conservative thing down? Because I know people gonna do that, so might as well.
Don't talk to me. Bitch, I said what I want to say to you on my goddamn shit. Shut your motherfucking ass up, punk. What you talking about? Don't talk shit to your ass. Nah, let him talk shit, Doug. Don't time his ass out. Let me cuss his ass out in the goddamn chat, motherfucker. Don't like your ass no goddamn way. Do me a favor, man. Let's go ahead and get the likes up, guys. And 150 people watching. Just get up to 100 likes. We're trying to work on this. Dynasty's gonna call in. Let's just be honest, right? Would white people be wrong, okay, if they look at us as black men as a whole, okay, and they say black men for the most part, they don't work together. They're jealous of each other. They don't build anything. They're not even taken serious. As a core group, the niggas only think with their dick. If they were to look at us as a core group and they say that, would they have a point or would they be wrong?
Okay, I'm gonna go all the way left. They will be absolutely wrong, brother, because they have always infiltrated our inventions. They have stolen from us. They have used us. They have burned down our communities. They have fucked our businesses, not our women, just our businesses. They have miseducated our children. They have molested our little boys with old fat white teachers.
Can you just turn that shit down, dog?
So, on that aspect, can they say we're not unified? Yeah, and you can say that they had a hand in ununifying us, and they are constantly doing it.
Okay, but let's look at this though, right? Because white people like to use this as a scapegoat. They compare other oppressed groups in the past. They'll say the Jews have went through times in history where they've been oppressed and they've come back.
Bullshit.
Why would you say bullshit?
Because Jews would change their names and be considered white, so they got all the benefits of being white, even if they didn't know them.
But what about the Japanese?
Huh?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, we got to reroute it. Okay, I reroute it. Okay. What's the new number?
Okay, what's the new number, Steve?
The new number is going to be 281 724 8578.
8578. Okay. 1 second, guys. So let's do this real quick. The new number is 281 724 8578. 281 724
8578. Yeah, so it's Skype. So when it rings, I'm gonna have to, when I answer it, we can't mute them or anything. So if they call in, I'll let you know. You let me know if you pick up, but I'll let you know when we get a call.
All right, so 281 724
Hold on, you just got one. Area code 608. What's your question, sir?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I would like to say thank you, O'Shea, for making this good channel. His channel's real good. I think he could be a YouTuber of the next generation. But my question is, why aren't kids, yes, black kids, aren't taking advantage of YouTube and using it to their benefit, such as using it for business, using it for marketing and stuff like that? Like, besides rappers, why do you think black kids in the inner cities aren't really using YouTube?
Dude, I have no idea.
Well, that's a parenting thing, ain't it? Like you can't expect kids to be master marketers unless they learn it from adults.
Okay.
What the fuck is that sound?
Thank you for answering my question. My name is Levon Casey, O'Shea. I be in your comment section. I do. But anyway,
you have to let this there's too much noise, dog. We can't let the show like
I gotta find a way to lower it down. Okay, give me a second, O'Shea. I just gotta find a way to turn down the volume on that. So give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta lower that.
Okay.
This is gonna be horrible, dog, on the playback.
I know. Give me a second. I just gotta low down, turn down the end calling. Give me a second. But go ahead, keep going, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, I'm sick of yeah. So that was a pretty dumbass question, nigga. What the fuck? Did you wait all the time to call and say that? All right, let's kind of do this because I'm actually discombobulated real quick because all this shit is kind of throwing the show off a little bit, y'all. So let's give me some time.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to.
Give me one second. I'm sorry, O'Shea. Yeah, I think I just deleted this. So if somebody calls in, you won't hear the ring. I just want to make sure that happens. So I apologize for the delay, but I'm trying to.
Okay, so let's try to get somebody else to try to call. Why was I deleted? I am a Hugh Ruben man. Please respect me. Okay, motherfucker, don't nobody give a fuck about you. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, yeah, you didn't hear that. You don't hear that ring, do you? Okay, we're good. O'Shea. Let's
call you guys. 281-724-8578. Call into the show.
Okay. So we're good, sir.
Okay. Can you guys call in?
Yeah. So if they call in, we have a call right now. We have a call right now, sir. 470. Whenever you're ready.
Bobby Midtown. Go ahead, bring him on.
Oh, that's Bobby Midtown. Okay, Bobby Midtown. What you got for us, man?
You want to know who a real coon is? People who can't operate fucking.
What?
I think he was cussing us out about the microphone.
You can't hear him, Steve? Steve, let's just no more calls because it's thrown off the show. Nobody can hear you, Steve. Nobody can hear you.
So what do you need? You want me to finish with the thing?
Yeah, finish your thoughts, man. Steve, no more show. I'm at the end of the show, dog, because we can't keep having the show being interrupted. On the playback is gonna sound terrible. It's not fair for the fans and shit like that. I might have to delete the show off of YouTube. So we can't keep going back and forth and stopping the flow of the show to take these goddamn calls. Go ahead, Elliot.
People can make the argument that Jewish people blended into white people. That to this day, that's why you see you white people hating Jewish people about everything. People can make the argument that Jewish people got reparations from Germany and the United States. People can make the argument that they were able to be criminals and get that money too, even with the fact that they did have a platform where back in the day that they were athletes and entertainers too, and then wind up going to the behind the scenes things. People can also make the argument that they went behind the scenes of the civil rights movement trying to get all the benefits from black folks without getting without putting their neck on the line. You know, so they're different cultures. The other cultures you could use this, you could make the same arguments. I think the only difference between us, we're probably the only people besides us and Native Americans, we have no home country to import export to. So everything that we're trying to create is basically, you know, homegrown. You know, so that's but the problem with us is we've done it before, so we can't act like we haven't done it before.
Oh, okay, but what I'm saying is this: all of those excuses, and I mean, I'm saying those are valid points. But if you look at black people today, right,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the assets that black people have accessible to them, are we not a problem to our own self? Like, why are other nations more developed with less money with less resources than we have? That's the point that I'm trying to make.
I often wonder, with all of the wealth that even our wealthy population has, are they scared of going in the industry, or are they blocked out of industry even when they got money?
What do you mean when you say that?
There was this, I think it was Quincy Jones, I believe. It's either Quincy Jones or Barry Gordy. It was like, they'll let you make money, but if you try to use your money to make a power move, you get locked out. Now, you could make that argument, but at the same time, you see other people doing stuff. You get what I'm saying? So to me, it's like some people are scared and some people are full of shit.
What people do you see? I mean, because they said that Bill Cosby, his whole situation was
from trying to buy CBS.
ABC, right?
Yeah, CBS, one of them.
Okay. So what do you think about that?
I think he made tried to make a power move twice, because I didn't know he tried to do it twice.
Oh, he tried to buy him twice. Yeah,
he tried to buy it back in the day, and then he tried to buy it again right before the scandal came out. Like, and it was weird because, I mean, you could make the argument that when they couldn't really tell him no, then the scandal came out, and then Comcast bought CBS. So, you know, when it's time for black people to buy industries or companies, if they have the money, I think that can be the argument made about us not getting ahead in certain things.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me ask you this. If Bill Cosby, with what he knows and the connections that he has, why not start his own network? You know, why not start his own station from the ground up?
Can't do it.
Why can't he do it?
Think about Oprah Winfrey for a second. Okay. Oprah got her ego got in her way. She thought she was bigger than I think her show was on ABC, if I'm correct. I'm not. Was it ABC? I think no, it wasn't CBS. I think it was ABC. She thought she was bigger than the broadcasting network.
Okay.
So what did she do? She went and created her own station. Oh, you remember the old station?
Right.
Which didn't do so well and isn't doing well right now. So because again, the women are people are just odd. You know, they can't accept change. They're used to being and doing the normal things that they normally, like sheep. They're used to doing the same thing. When Oprah went over to the O network, she then started losing because she, you know, I'm not saying she started losing ratings and anything, but her ratings weren't as big as it was with ABC. I don't know why it was like that, but someone like Bill Cosby, who's been through so much stuff, what can he create? I mean, if you create your own station, remember, your station has to run on advertising. Okay, number one, it can't run on your own. I mean, you can try to do it, but you don't have enough money to do that kind of stuff or want to do that on a major network. You know what I mean, O'Shea?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. So then would the liberal blacks say that they can only get a hole so far or head so far then, right? So when black people say that black people don't have a fair shake in America, are they wrong? Because what you just said is, you know, you can't buy out a new network and you can't buy ABC or ME. Is there only a limit to where blacks can go in America?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a limit, but I'm just saying that, I mean, Oprah is getting a little success. I mean, she is making money because she has advertising. These shows are based off of advertising. It's not the show that sells. It's the advertisers that buy into the shows. It's the advertisers that see, okay, let's say we have a show called Pookie and LAR Movement, okay? me and LAR Movement, just run around just grabbing white women's asses or whatever, you know, like we really, you know, I just fuck with you, LA. But anyway, but if the sponsors are not getting numbers as far as people buying product because they're pushing it towards the female customer because females are our greatest consumer anyway,
right,
then the show is considered a flop, even though it might be funny to us, but the networks don't give a fuck what's funny. They don't give a fuck how much money is being made because that's how it works. It's all about the marketing. It's not about the show. So if you have someone like Bill Cosby who has a mark on him as, you know, even though he might, you know, they see him as a rapist or whatever they see him as, to the normal white woman who is the big consumer, the white, the Asian, the Spanish, and then the black woman falls back last, probably, as always. They're looking at the white consumer. If the white consumer is not going to buy, then the show is a flop. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, BET is a flip. They're more into getting the black consumer on BET. But on the other networks, they're looking for the white consumer.
Can I take this shot at the liberal for one time, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's a problem with liberal thinking when it comes to this. They won't admit that they won't support black networks and programming unless it's just like the white folks. You know, they won't say, you know, oh, well, I will support this network. No, they'll complain and say, well, the white one's like this, but the black one's like this, and I can't support it because I like the white one better. They won't never say that they'll support the white man's eyes because it's colder, even if you have a black equivalent. They won't say that, but that's how it plays out all the time. You know.
But consumer though, you gotta understand. I see what you're saying, but black people don't buy too much shit. We don't buy things. We don't buy things that are okay. For instance, you know, you got Bounty, and then you got O'Shea's fucking towel rolls or some shit. Picture O'Shea in a tree peeling a banana. Now the bounty might cost $7, just hypothetically. The bounty might cost $7. O'Shea's paper towels probably cost $1.58. So you gotta understand, if people are buying O'Shea's and not buying Bounty, then Bounty's not gonna put any money into that show. They want the individuals that's gonna buy the name brand, the expense. Why do you think you see you gotta think about it. Why do you always normally see white people or you see mixed couples? Sometimes you see black couples in commercials. Because they know
demographic.
Well, it's a demographic thing, but they know that they don't have to sell Michael Jordan. They don't have to sell Jordans on TV because they know that as soon as Jordans come out, black people are going to be wrapped around the building buying them. So they don't have to push the Jordans. But what they push is they push towards families and family structures. They know most black people don't have that family structure in them. So that's where you rarely see the husband and wife, the two kids, the dog, and the pie out in the window, because that is what non-black people are going for. I'm not saying all, but the majority of black women, they're too independent now to really want a man. And most black men are too sick and tired of black women's bullshit. So you got to look at that as also a reason why they're not trying to sell to them. It's all about money, man. It's about selling to the individuals that can relate to the product.
Let's talk about that in business. And guys, 204 viewers right now. Appreciate you in the chat. Let's go ahead and get the likes up, brothers. And again, 205 of y'all, we should have more than 104 likes, okay? We need about 150. So let's go ahead and like the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, only 2 super chats tonight. I know niggas is with the strippers and shit, but go ahead and drop the $2 spots like we was doing last night, brothers. If you're just new, go ahead and support the show by liking the video and support Black Male Media. This is the Brother Pill Podcast. Let me ask you this. If black people who are dealing with whites right? Let's say, for example, we hear this a lot of times. If a black person is smart, okay, and they get picked up by white people, okay? And what I mean by when I say that, they're going to white college, they live in a white neighborhood, they're working in a white industries, and they're not dedicating their time to the black struggle. Are they coons?
What is the black struggle?
Well, you know, you should be building the black community. You should be over here volunteering your time.
Stop the show, O'Shea. Stop the show, O'Shea.
Okay.
Why should I invest in a community that whenever they get mad, they destroy it? I mean, that's fucking silly. What the fuck is that about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do we do when we are angry? Well, not, excuse me, us. I don't mean to offend y'all. I'm talking about them. What do they do as soon as they get mad over something? They don't go to the white neighborhoods and fuck with their shit.
Mm-hmm.
They destroy their own community. So why would I invest in something that is going to get destroyed if Pookie or Ray Ray gets shot by a cop? Why would I do that? That's bad business.
Well, here's a argument. It's like this. Well, if you don't want to invest in it and then you go to the white neighborhood, all you got to do is, well, when you get over there, they don't want your black ass there in the first place. Is that not true?
Well, yeah, but that's why you go in the middle.
Okay, what's the middle?
The middle is, okay, you have the rich area.
Okay.
You have the poor area.
Okay.
The safe area for black people was in the middle, because most of them ghetto ass motherfuckers won't leave their neighborhood to go into the middle. The middle is a safe haven for all races, because again, like you said, some white people won't accept you. They know blacks in the poor communities will destroy that area. So when you're in a safe middle area, that means those who are in the poor communities that think and not thinking about destruction, that go out of their neighborhoods, will go into the middle area, if that makes any sense.
Okay, let me ask LAR movement, because what I understand is when more black people go into the middle areas, they end up becoming full black areas. I mean, that's what but when some of you niggas come over there, then some more of you niggas come over there, and all of a sudden white folks be like, it's too many niggas for me. Let me get the fuck out of here.
White flight.
Okay, let me ask LAR movement. Black people who are intelligent, who don't fit the stereotypical, because there is a stereotypical narrative for black folks. You can dance really good, you're athletic, you speak with a certain pattern, you have a certain type of personality or zeal. If black people don't fit that particular narrative, right, then stop the show. This white motherfucker anarchist, right? Trying to tell, this is what his comment was before I banned this bitch ass. He's always in here sucking dick, trying to get an interview. He says, fuck super chat. Paying for this shit is paying for those who help for the destruction of black community. A white motherfucker talking about that. Hey, go eat a black dick for your breakfast tomorrow, motherfucker. Go suck one. Go to a glory hole and let some black dude jizz all on your fucking face, you bitch, because you stay over here on our dick on this channel trying to beg for a fucking debate, you fucking rock star, non-guitar playing ass.
Get his phone number.
Goddamn background playing the tambourines. You motherfucking hippie, dick-sucking bitch. Why don't you eat a fucking dick? Go have 3, motherfucker. No, don't get 1, 2, get 3, motherfucker. Let all of them shoot in your fucking eyelids, you fucking bitch. All right, go ahead, Steve. What were you saying?
No, I'm sorry. I was saying that. No, I didn't want to interrupt you as you were saying. No, I'll wait my turn. Please continue, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What the fuck you doing over here in a goddamn black show anyway, motherfucker? Did you see us over there going to a fucking trail mix channel? Do you see that? Do you see niggas over here finding out how to fucking hike and play with dolphins and shit? Do you see us out there petting fucking pet animals and getting killed? No, nigga. We're not going to no fucking channel and shit. Coming and fucking around, learning how to roast marshmallows with our fucking bare hands and shit, you motherfucker. You over here worried about what Negroes is doing. Why the fuck you so concerned about what black people are doing, mo? Do you see us over there skateboarding and shit? Or playing hacky sack? Whatever the fuck y'all do over there, you fucking piece of shit. Do you see us doing that shit? No. We over here with our fucking collard greens and barbecue sauce and all this shit. We over here having a good time talking about Negroes in our own Negro space. And here you motherfucking go, bringing your white ass over here, fucking shit up. You piece of dick-sucking bitch. What the fuck you worried about what we doing over here? We over here shooting dice, having a good fucking time, not worried about your ass. And you lucky you ain't over here in real life. We beat the brakes off your motherfucking ass and send your ass back home, bitch.
O'Shea, but there's one thing I like to say. It's the middle that speaks another language that those on the poor side cannot relate to. That's where the coon thing, that's where it all comes ahead, because the middle is trying to say to the poor that it's not as bad as you said it is. Because if it's as bad as you say it is, I wouldn't be in the middle right now selling or have my own business. Now, don't get me wrong. You have those that move up to the next level that say, fuck all them black motherfuckers. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. That's another level. But speaking on the middle, it's the middle that gets hit the hardest, because the middle, when they try to pull the blacks up and say, okay, we understand that they're racist police officers. We understand they're racist people and people that hate you, but this is how you need to think and behave to start to be successful in this e-commerce world. The poor then take offense to what the middle is saying, because then the poor think the middle are better than, oh, so you think you're better than me because you are not where I'm at. And then the middle is saying, no, we're not saying we're better than you. We're saying there's a better way of doing things to then make the money, the commerce, because you can't be Pookie and Ray Ray. You can't have your hair a certain way, because the consumer who's above the middle and in the middle are not going to buy into the ghetto, the ghetto type behavior. I don't mean to say ghetto. LA, you know the word. I don't know the word I'm trying to use here, but there's a certain behavior that is attached to the poor and the victims that most people won't buy into, because it's like, if you got to ask for the price or you want a discount, they're not going to fuck with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if the middle tries to say, you know, look, man, this is how you're supposed to behave when you come over here. You got to pull your pants up. You got to speak a little King's English. You got to behave a certain way. And if you do that, you'll be more successful. Nah, fuck that, man. I ain't selling out to the man. What you think I am, motherfucker? Fuck you and your coon ass, and fuck you. You ain't shit, motherfucker. And then you know what they say? Fuck you then. Move on to the next. And then they're they call sellouts for doing that, O'Shea. Okay,
but here's the thing. Next thing we want to talk about, because we need to talk about a conversation is, can you really help black people? And I'm going to go to LAR movement, because you know, I love black people. Love you guys. I really do. Except for that anarchist bitch that was in here, fucking glory hole punk, fucking fag. But anyway, listen, guys. You probably gonna report this video too. This is what white people doing to get mad. You're gonna talk to me. I want to report your shit. Report these nuts in your mouth. All right, listen, guys. Can you help black people though? That's the point, because a lot of these guys, man. You know, you go to these cleanups and you clean up these communities, and you do shit like what Ray Lewis was doing. You give your time. You know, MC Hammer went broke trying to help black people.
T.O. went broke too. Don't forget Terrell Owens.
Can you help?
He got robbed though, didn't he?
No, he went broke.
Yeah, no, but his agent or somebody got him too.
No, because his agent, remember, he had 2 black women representing him. So if he got robbed, it was by black people, because he had 2 black women representing him.
I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm gonna finish.
No, but you had the floor. He was talking to you, LA Moon. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
So I guess what I want to know is, can black people be, you know, really, because if you feel like you're a successful black person, this is what I want to say to both of you guys. Now, I'll start with LA Movement. You know, for those of us who can come out of the trenches of the ghetto, hold on, something show. DJ Batman, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, nigga. The fuck you talking about? You see I'm on the show, bitch. Why the fuck are you coming in here talking about OJ is free? I don't give a fuck, nigga. Are you free, you dumb bitch? The fuck? All right. I hate you niggas. Let me get back to the goddamn show. Clifford Dan Goldie. I am a Yoruba chief. Don't orange me, nigga. You go broke helping these motherfuckers, right?
Jesus Christ.
This is what I'm trying to understand. You know, black people like myself, when you come from nothing and then you go to some place, you go to medical school, you do well for yourself, you come from literally nothing. Niggas expect you to come back and build for those people who didn't help you do shit. This is what I got a big problem in. The same people, like when I was in school, when I wasn't about shit or whatever, and then like nobody gave a fuck. Now, oh, you know, you're doing good. I see you on YouTube now. Oh, I always knew you was gonna make it. You know what I mean? So then these people expect for me to bring my resources and my know-how back to this fucking black community where, you know, I gotta call JJ Redwood like, hey, nigga, these niggas trying to break into my house and steal my cornbread, dog. Can you come pick me up? So this is what I gotta say. Like, when black people like myself and other blacks who make it from the ground up, and then we find a way for ourselves, these motherfuckers expect that we supposed to come back and go back to the same dangerous ass, you know, place. I'm wrapping this up, but I made a video called Putting the Hood on Pause. In the Hood on Pause video was about when you go somewhere and you come back and niggas are still doing the same shit that they was doing 7-8 years ago, and the hood is still where it is, and yet they expect you supposed to come back and revive this shit. I'm like, no, nigga. And I hate Poland like with a passion, but I would rather stay here before I go back to where I was from and dedicate my life to helping build these niggas up, especially when I've been having to build myself up. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm sorry. I'll work with a few brothers. Shout out to Irvin Peguas, $10 super chat. Talk to him on Facebook. I'll work with brothers like Irvin who donating this motherfucker. Brothers who are like-minded, but I'm not going back dealing with motherfucking Raymond and all them niggas and niggas breaking into my motherfucking house, stealing my Kool-Aid. Fuck you niggas. I'm not doing that. LAR?
I'm in agreement. I mean, I think, put it like, because, I mean, back in college, my actual neighbors used to actually still go into my apartment when I was going to steal my Kool-Aid out my refrigerator. Literally.
Are you serious? I would have killed that nigga.
But, you know, anyway, help the people in the middle. Or you know, no. I'm just saying, if we're gonna help somebody, help the people in the middle. Don't help the people that don't want any help or act like they want help, or help people that's trying to leave the poor to get to the middle or up. But the people that just want help, they just say you're gonna come back to the community, and no, because a lot of we talking about people who 30, 40, 50, 60 years old who haven't done things in 30, 40, 50, 60 years in their own community, wanting somebody else to come fix it. Obviously, if they wanted to fix, they had to fix it their damn self a long time ago. You know, you help people who help themselves. If you ain't helping yourself, you're on your own. I mean, I can't go back to my neighborhood in Chicago.
Business online.
I can't go back to the one in New Orleans. You know, it's not gonna happen.
And that's what I'm saying. They're gonna call you a coon for not wanting to do that shit.
But the irony of it is they call you a coon for not wanting to do it. And then they call the cops on you if you do it, and then you wind up getting robbed and you break somebody's face. So you can't have it both ways. You know, like
Steve. I'm sorry, go ahead, Elliot.
No, sorry. You got it.
Steve, let's get your take on this shit, because they're called the coons, like black people who work hard.
I think being called a coon is an honor thing. I don't know why y'all get upset when people call you coon, because then that tells me I made it and you bitches didn't. I am fine with being called a coon, because I don't lose any sleep whatsoever. When you call me, hey, look, while you calling me a coon, your ass has got to get up at 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning and drive through traffic and deal with the political bullshit, or maybe get ready for McDonald's open up, whatever fucking shitty job you got. That's fine by me, because you know what? I get to go to bed when I want to go to, and I get to wake up when I want to. I get to get up and fly where I want to go. I can do whatever I want to do. If I want to go to the country club and chill, I can do that. I can do anything I want to do. So if that's being called a coon, sign me up, please, again. But to get to your thing, the problem is I say don't help anybody Don't help anybody. Help the people that come to you with gratitude and submission. Help those individuals. And like LAR Movement said, help those who are doing something. If you don't have a business plan, you ain't talking to me about a budget. You're not talking to me about building a website or testing your sales or putting it up against the market or doing it. You can't even get my door. You can't even get my neighborhood. I don't even want to deal with you. Why? Because you ain't shit and you ain't gonna be shit. You ain't gonna ever make amount to shit. And I'm not gonna connect myself with that. But I will connect myself to somebody that's doing something for themselves that might not make it as well or but they're doing something. And these are the individuals you want to help or not, not help, but the first step is to give guidance. See, it's O'Shea, it's got to be a step-by-step plan, dog. You can't just say, well, yeah, my name Pookie. Yeah, I'm ready to start a business, man. And you like, okay, well, here's the money. Go ahead and start your business and shit. No, you can't work that way. The first step is mentioning or giving guidance to somebody. Like, for instance, my whole thing is this. My first it's a series of tests to see where your mind is at. My first test is always, all right, how can I start off doing it? First thing I do is tell them to watch Shark Tank. That's the first test. Because if you can't watch that and understand the language of business, see, those that use the word coon are too ignorant to even think or even put a sentence together to even create a business. They can't do that. And for those individuals that try to just market the corner and say, okay, well, you know what? I just want it for one race and fuck all the other races. That's not business 101 because money's green. At the end of the day, money is green and everybody has it. And if you ain't thinking about that green and you just thinking about one thing, that's a negative. Now, again, I'm not saying this, I'm not knocking someone doing that. I'm just saying, O'Shea, you got to have a plan. But when you talk victim, you're not teachable, O'Shea. It's all about teachability. And when you are a negative, just talking bad about someone because they're successful and you're not, those aren't the ones you teach. You let them fall by the wayside and hopefully they fuck up enough where they get arrested and you get them out of this fucking system and shit because they're holding us black people down that's trying to do right. Because you know what? That's why not the middle, but the ones above the middle won't fuck with too many of us because they think that we are like the bottom. That's the problem, O'Shea. Mm-hmm. We get it from both ends. See, black people get it from both ends that are successful because if you associate with white people, you're a sellout to black people. If you associate with black people, they think you just as ignorant as the black people. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a line in the sand that you got to draw. And for me, I am totally fine with working with whoever wants the help. But I'm not pushing towards blacks. I'm not pushing towards whites. I push towards those that want to help. Then, as a businessman would do, is you look at your customer base. Then when you look at your customer base, then you say, okay, what color is my customer base? Is it red or is it blue? And if it's more red than blue, then the smart businessman gears his business towards the color that's supporting his business. You see what I'm saying, O'Shea?
Well, let me just say this real quick, and I want to shout out to the brothers, man, that I totally agree. The brothers that have been, supporting us on the super chat there. And so I want to just shout out my man, Mac 1B. And you guys get this Clifford Dan Goldie guy out of here, man. He's just playing around and shit. Let me get this motherfucker out of here. He's a fucking troll. So blocked. Get up out of here, punk. Y'all here fucking bullshitting and all this shit. My man, Mac 1 has donated like almost 7 times the 2-hour super chat. I want to tell him thank you, brother. I appreciate you that. All you brothers, man, that support this show, we love you guys. The $2 super chats, the $1 super chats, whatever you want to give, it does help, right? because of you brothers, I want to say this about supporting black businesses like this. Mac One Boy, $10. Man, come on, y'all. He killing the movement. Y'all got to jump in and help him, man. Shit, some of y'all brothers jump in, man. $1, $2. Don't Mac One Boy just keep giving all the money. Let me do this, man. Because of you brothers in the show that you support and Steve, we were able to pay all our major writers to the end of the year. So Alan Roger Curry's paid for the end of the year. Ron Wills, Donovan Sharp. Hey man, all our major writers are paid for by the end of the year, right? And the free ebook we kind of got coming right now is because of what you brothers do on the Patreon and on Super Chat. So I thank you brothers for what you do for this show. We really, 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 really love you guys about that. This is what I want to tell you guys, and to get on Steve's point. You don't owe the black community shit.
Nope.
Let me say it again. You don't owe the black community nothing. Black men. I used to feel different this time last year, but I thought about this shit. You don't owe the black community nothing. What you owe, brothers, and somebody, shout out to Matt One Boy again. We need some other brothers to jump in here now. Don't let him be the only one. Hit the super chat button for the Android if you have it. They have already made us out to be second-class citizens in the black community. Now, all your life, you've been told you were, some of your mamas told you were stupid. Some of your girls would, told you that you were lame, that you were dumb. All of this shit that they told your black ass, all of this, all your life, okay? Ain't nobody gave you nothing, nigga. Let's keep it real. Especially if you wasn't no athlete, you wasn't necessarily so great looking and all that shit. Listen, man, ain't nobody ever gave a fuck about you in your goddamn life. Nobody. Can y'all still hear me, Steve? Can you hear me, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, black men, we gotta have a conversation. These motherfuckers have never told you, for the most part, that you was gonna be shit, nothing. Okay? If you go back and rebuild the community for a group of women, for the most part, that got kids by somebody else, that made bad decisions by somebody else, why would you reward people with your talent, man? And you know what? I used to kind of have a big, and Darren is right, I used to have a big problem, man, with maybe some brothers, man, deciding like, I'm going to date a white girl or date an Asian girl. I didn't understand for a moment, even when I first came to Poland. But what I can tell you is this, man. You got to go where people appreciate your skill set.
There you go. Yes.
You got to go where people are, man, don't let these motherfuckers shame you into being with a black chick or to being a slave to the black community. You'll die broke. Goddamn, Matt One Boy, this nigga's here making it rain. You can't do that, man. A lot of black men got skills. And if you get around the right people, man, they can take you far. Sometimes, let me tell you like this. A lot of you brothers have so many good skills, but because you're around the wrong motherfuckers, your skill can't develop because you're around the person who don't know what the fuck they doing, somebody using you for your skill, and you're around the wrong dumbass people that can't help you grow.
Oh.
You can't. JJ Rib would always donate, man. Every show.
O'Shea, you know the problem? One of the biggest problems is, I think what they don't want to look at. See, they want to keep using white supremacy and keep using that word again. Nobody's saying there's not bad things out there that's stopping us. But using white supremacy to me is a good clutch word to use to make an excuse of why you can't do something. And I think what a lot of these people who use the word white supremacy, use the word coon, they're afraid that there might be a non-black person out there that is going to be willing to help them and not ask for anything in return. And they're afraid that it's going to destroy their narrative. Let me give you an example. For all of us, I always say we're nothing but handed down stories from generation to generation. Like all of us, we were told about Santa Claus. We all believed in Santa Claus at one time as a kid. And then when we were taught that it was no such thing as Santa Claus, it did, quote unquote, destroyed our narrative of us believing in fantasy and make believe and all that other shit. Same thing with black individuals today that talk about white supremacy and cooning and all this other stuff. Not saying white supremacy is not out there and white people, there's races of all races and all this other stuff. These individuals are afraid that if they got around white people or a white person, that is willing to teach them how to be successful without asking for anything in return, they're afraid of their narrative going to be destroyed, because all their life they're thinking that all white cops are bad and all white people hate black people and they don't want to help us at all. But the thing that I learned, O'Shea, was it wasn't black people that reached out and helped me and gave me great information. It was white people helping me who never asked for anything in return. They just did it out of the quote unquote kindness of their heart. And I don't think a lot of black people are waiting to accept that there are white people out there that will do things out of the kindness of their heart.
Can I add something?
Go ahead, Eliar.
I'm about to just say fuck it and just say fuck it. People don't want to admit, and Ron Wills talked about this week about a black man's humanity, right? People don't want to admit when we do shit for people in our own community, they don't appreciate shit.
Oh no, they don't.
Nope.
You go with man, woman, and child. If we go out of our way from the kindness of our heart and be sincere, or put in the work and give all the effort in the world, when we can slay the dragon and drag that motherfucker back to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But that 3,000-pound dragon ain't big enough. That ain't shit. You know, like, people don't appreciate shit. And then at the same time, you ask, why don't you come back and fix the community? And it's like, maybe you don't get it. If I take you out to dinner and you don't say thank you, I see that. You know what I'm saying? If I did you a favor and I need a favor and you go AWOL or MIA, I see that. You know, if I teach a kid a new skill set and then you tell your kid to say fuck me and then run off like they learned it on their own, I see that shit. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's hard to help a group of people that have this affinity, because let's talk about some coon shit for real. When black people hate other black people to the point where they don't appreciate shit, that's cooning. Because if somebody else does it, they appreciate it from other people. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you want to call somebody a coon, call it both ways. Because I know plenty of brothers who really put it down and went out of their way for our community, and they got stabbed in the back. And if you change the color of that person, they wouldn't do that shit to them.
Mm-hmm. Nope, you're right.
You know, I just gotta say, shout out to everybody, you know, that's been donating the super chat. Mac One Boy, True from Tony, Shelly always JJ always donating, Brendan, you guys know we love you guys. You guys know how we did, man. You know, with this is a black male show, right? And I understand the importance of the NegroManosphere.com and this show. What Steve is saying, man, it's funny that you got to get help from other people and other races of people before you can get it from yourself. Because a lot of, especially here's what I noticed real quick, man. These guys supposed to be, shout out to Eric P. You know, like a lot of black men, right, that are successful, notice that when they're successful, man, they will not try to help you. Like, you know, we see these young brothers coming up, man, and we have the game and information to do stuff. Purposely, we will not tell other brothers how to do it for fear that we don't want them having what we have. That's how niggas think. So you can't get help from other black men for the most part. You know what I mean?
And you know what I see, O'Shea?
What do you see?
When I take my sons to the country club, you know, sometimes just to have breakfast with them and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I saw a commercial a year ago where father sat his son down. He was in high school and they talked portfolios, nest eggs, 401k, stock options, and things like that. That it's sad that we don't talk that way to our kids, not us, but them. They're too busy uploading fear into these young men. They're too busy telling these young men, watch out, every white man you see is going to kill you, so you got to be careful and all this other stuff. It's a shame that no one, and again, we already know that most a lot of black men don't have dad in their lives, but those that have a father in their lives won't even take the time to pull their sons over to start talking to them about building their wealth. You know, what do you want to start doing in school, not school, with your life early on when when the young man is in junior high school, going into high school, starting to prepare and get him prepared. And I see that a lot with a lot of white people. I don't see it with us. We don't do that. In the summertime, you know, do you buy books for your kids to give them that edge for next year? You know, if they're going from 7th to 8th, do you give them studies from the 8th grade? See, these are things that I've seen a lot in the white communities and stuff that we don't see in our own. But outside of that, just sitting down with your sons and talking to them about their future and guiding them on stock and trading and stuff like that. I say my son is a senior right now. He's already in the stock. He's trading right now. He's doing stock trades. He's doing all the work. He's reading the books. He's learning all this stuff. He's doing that on his own. And a lot of black people won't do that because, hey, the next rap CD is about to come on. Love and hip hop is about to come on. I don't want to do any of that white. I'm sorry, O'Shea. Excuse me, LA. You know what they call him. Sorry. I don't want to do any of that white stuff. I don't want to do any of that white stuff. That's what it is. They don't want. Yeah.
Let me double down on that.
Go ahead.
Sometimes people need to differentiate what's white stuff and what's green stuff.
Uh-oh. Say it again, player.
You know, you got to differentiate what's white stuff and what's green stuff. Because last time I checked, your life would get a whole lot easier if you have a whole lot more green.
Oh, yeah.
So once you get to the point where you say something like, you know, oh, you know, because I've heard that type of stuff before, you know, reading to help you get knowledge. Knowledge will help you get money. So if you don't want to read, then that's not you messing up green stuff. You ain't messing with white stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you don't want to learn a new skill or be able to operate in a different environment, that ain't white stuff. That's green stuff. Because most businesses or businessmen or take on opportunities of learning a new demographic to sell something to so they can get paid.
Uh-oh, say it again.
You know, I can't repeat that one verbatim. But, you know, people got to learn how to, you got to observe people. The one thing that, you know, some people talk about, with, like Steve was talking about earlier with the hair thing. It ain't just the hair thing. It's the idea that people got to understand there's a uniform to handling business.
Right.
You can't be a rebel with handling business because that's a responsibility. People got to take you seriously. People got to think you're professional. People got to trust your integrity and your character. And the people who work under you got to have that same model. You can't just show up any kind of way and expect to get everything.
Right.
You know, you wouldn't want to go to a restaurant if people just had dirty clothes and just say, oh, fuck it, man. This is the greatest food ever. And you're like, man, your hands are dirty. Your shirt is dirty. Your pants are dirty. You know, your face got oil on it, and you think I'm gonna buy something here?
Yeah, there's LAR. There's so many things that a lot of black people don't understand. Like you said, it was sad when Michael Vick told Kaepernick to cut his hair. Every black person, and that's how you could tell the problem. People don't understand about. I didn't say $1,000 deals. I'm talking about $1 million deals, $1 billion deals, where money is being moved all around. Do you think for 1 second that they're going to want to talk to you with your hair plaited, gold in your mouth, fucked up ass attitude, broken language, broken English, not dressing, not know how to speak and be proper and be respectable? Do you think they're going to want you to handle their money?
Here's the thing, and I get why people was upset about that, but because they were upset, like, you know, oh, well, hair ain't got nothing to do with it, and Michael Vick was going to jail at the time. That's why they told him to cut his hair off to look more presentable so he can get less of a sentence. I get that part. Here's the part that people seem to miss. If somebody told you, all you got to do is cut off your hair and that's a sign of symbolism, you still got the same mind. You know, if he cut his hair off and got a job in the NFL, it'll be like, wait a minute, a $20 haircut just gained him another $10 million. He could grow the shit back out if he want to, but people not putting two and two together. Like sometimes you're going to have to make a move that maybe you don't like. Guess what? Fat people don't like working out, but they want to get in shape. Sometimes you have to do shit you don't like to do.
Yeah.
You got to think a lot of shit.
Let me do this with you guys. I got to get some shout outs to people. I just Singleton, long-term supporter of the show, $12 super chat. Thank you so much. Brandon L, $9. Most brothers don't respect each other because the first person they hate was a black man, their father. That's true. Due to their mama. Eric P, another donation to O'Shea's Tricking Campaign. Awesome pill yesterday and today. Thank you so much, man. $5. Mikey Ike, $2. This is the first time I've seen you. Let me say this, man. For the people who will return, I appreciate you all the time. But it's the new people like Mike Ike. Like I said, it's the new people who super chat. Those are the people we're trying to reach, man. Like Black Male Media is getting better. And Tony Maceo, shout out to him. I'm going to show you something about Tony Maceo. Tony Maceo is now a writer for the Negro Manosphere. And because of people that super chat, he'll tell you, we was able to pay for 5 articles today for him to write. So you guys who support the super chats, you guys support indirectly people like Tony Maceo, who writes for the Negro Manosphere, right? All this money circulates in the black male community here, except for Steve, because he sent the shit back because he's rich, all right? But just to guys let you know, when you support us here on the super chats, we are getting black male content creators, Donovan Sharp, Tony Maceo, Alan Roger Curry, all of these people. Let me just say this real quick, Steve, about the hair. A lot of brothers out there are pissed off about the comments about the hair and about dreads. Now, a lot of NFL players got dreads. It's not about the dreads, okay? What it's about is the dreads or the afro, and you disrespected, as the owners see it, the NFL flag. So a dread hairstyle or afro hairstyle historically has been kind of a stand against kind of the cookie cutter image of black people, like with the comp styles and all of that, right? So it wasn't that the afro was a problem, but the problem was you have an afro and you're not respecting the flag to white folks. So what Michael Vick was telling him is, listen, let these people know that you are a changed person, that you're willing to work with them. So if you cut your afro and look like you did when you first came into the NFL, you're showing to them that you're not trying to be a threat. And a lot of people, when you look at a pro-black narrative, afro or dreads, those type of hairstyles, those hairstyles are really very black hairstyles, very Afrocentric. And to white people or people who have businesses like the NFL, that can be a little threatening to them. That's so much of a risk. So it wasn't the fact that he had dreads or afro. It's the fact that he had an afro and he had the issue with the flag. So when Michael Vick is telling him, hey man, let them know that your whole image has changed. When Michael Vick was playing, he had cornrows. When he came back, he cut his hair. It wasn't that the hairstyle, it was just that he was trying to let them people know, listen, I'm not trying to start causing no problems. I'm here to be submissive. And the problem is, you guys got to understand, when you are NFL quarterback, you don't have that many, or NFL player, you don't have that many years to be fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Your time is limited. You are one hit away or injury away from your career being over. And he was trying to help him get some money. And that's the thing, a lot of you niggas is not going to help Kaepernick get no motherfucking money. Let's just be honest. You niggas is not going to help none of these dudes get nothing.
Can I double down on that for a second?
God, go ahead.
Really, this goes all the way back to Allen Iverson, who's one of my favorite basketball players. But people act like Allen Iverson came into the league with braids.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He had a low cut. He was trying to be on his best behavior, even though he was doing some crazy shit sometimes. But he started growing that out along the way.
Right.
Michael Vick, I don't think he came into the NFL. He had a low cut too when he came from Tech. See, but people forget this one important thing. They don't want to take the ass whipping that Allen Iverson took when he started doing all that shit. They don't want to take the ass whipping that Kaepernick has taken because of his protest. So stop acting like you should accept us because these other people took the ass whipping. If you ain't going, you're not gonna man up for Colin Kaepernick. Most people ain't,
No.
Which is crazy. You know, even you should have saw that. This is why I didn't like the guys protesting after the Trump comments. They wasn't protesting like that until the owners told them to protest. So don't say you standing for some shit, or you standing to get some shit, and then the owner say, "Come here, get on that goddamn knee right there, right here next to me," and you down. Because 2 weeks from now, them same motherfuckers that was on their knee, they're not gonna be on their knee, and you're not gonna hold them to the fire.
Jones taking the knee too?
Huh?
Is Jerry Jones taking the knee too?
Yeah.
Jerry took a knee.
Against the flag?
No. He did it before the anthem. He made everybody stand up afterward. They took a knee for the thing that Trump said in solidarity, but then they all stood up for the anthem.
Oh, okay.
Which, like for me, it's just like, okay, what are y'all doing?
Well,
like everybody, like if you're gonna be an owner and you take a knee, you basically did the same thing Kaepernick did. You know, you don't want to do it in the exact same context, but you would if Kaepernick would have never took a knee a year ago, they wouldn't have took a knee this year.
yeah, but again, I disagree. I disagree with Kaepernick's knee, though. I disagree with it so much. See, I'm like this. If I'm going to take a knee for one thing, I need to take a knee for everything. I can't sit here and take a knee for a few police officers. If I can see the majority of police officers were racist, but we don't know that. We've seen a few incidents where police officers have done bad to black people, but we're not talking about the black people, the black cops who have done things to black people, or the Asian cops who have done things to black people. We just singled out white cops. That's my biggest problem. Where if Kaepernick, if he took a knee for that and took a knee for the black on black crime, took a knee for education, then absolutely I'm all for it. But don't just pick and choose one thing and take a knee for it and then get everybody all riled up. Because like I said before, you know, what's that motherfucker from Vegas? That motherfucker defensive end.
Talking about Bennett?
Oh, Michael Bennett.
Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett. Hey, Bennett's this is starting to be a little hot water now because Bennett used his situation when it might not be exactly what it is to stoke the flames of this racial stuff. So I'm just saying that, listen, we know there are bad racist cops out there, but the way it's being spun, you're being spun. What did Kaepernick do? Wore socks that had police pigs on there. Right. Wore a Fidel Castro shirt. He's antagonizing. See, he on one end he's saying, okay, let's take a knee for these injustices, but on another end he's fucking antagonizing shit. But see, nobody want to talk about that shit. And then on top of that, when he almost had the opportunity to play football,
his girlfriend blew it.
And if he was really serious about that shit, he would have been like, hey, ESPN, I just want to say, fuck that bitch. That bitch had nothing to say. When I say I'm gonna shake the shit out of her after this show is over with, because I denounce what she put up there. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't say a fucking thing. So it's telling me right there, guys, and this is, if you're a businessman, and I can't even touch the business mindset of Jerry Jones or these owners, but what it's telling my little cake business ass is that he's not doing it. He doesn't want the job, because the more he has the opportunity and the more he's running away from it, it's showing the ignorant ass people out there that, they don't like Kaepernick. He's just stoking the flames. See, LAMR, move, double down on this after I'm done, please. What these ignorant ass black fools don't understand is that what he's doing is just stoking your flames like the news will do. The news and every media market know they do. They have one job and one job only, is to get ratings. Without ratings, there's no more. They're not making they're trying to make that advertising money. So we need to stoke the flames and piss them off a little bit more. And we don't want to show the LAR movements and the O'Sheas that talk proper English that, you know, they protest quietly and they understand the problems. Oh, we don't want to talk to those guys. No, don't put the camera on him. No, put the camera on that bitch over there with the cornrows and the rollers in her hair, and that motherfucker with 3 kids that have no shirt and his nose snot coming down his mouth, his nose. Let's put the thing on them, because see, I'm done. It just these motherfuckers are so far in the fucking tree, so in the forest they can't see the trees. L.A. Mar movie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on.
Me, if you want to protest something, protest something. I like my thing is everybody got freedom of speech, okay, you know. But whatever you protest, you got to deal with the backlash too. You got, you know, like understand Colin Kaepernick is Kurt Flood. Just be honest about that. You know, he's Kurt Flood. You know, and he's comfortable with that, so let him be comfortable with that. You get what I'm saying? Like when it comes to us as a group, if we want to do him a justice, make a system where a person like that could actually get a job after that.
Let me do this real quick, guys. 209 watching, 150 people watching. Hey, I really appreciate this. Steve, I know your show is going to be on. It's going to be in 12 minutes, or it's going to be a little bit later?
He just walked off. He'll be back in a second.
Okay. Get the likes up, you guys. If you didn't get the ebook, How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours, drop your email here, okay? We have 206 people watching. Please subscribe to the channel. This is what I want to also say. And for those of you who haven't got the ebook, thank you for all the brothers who super chatted. We really thank you. Appreciate you guys. We got the meetup going on. Professor Carlos Jean is one of the guys. Brother Calvin, and Bobby Sonora. They're going to be our meetup committee guys about planning events and meeting for Black men throughout the country next year. Okay, and we'll be getting some Black men in London area and stuff to be meeting up. So get the likes up. That's what I want to say, man. When it comes to this coon term, a lot of Black people really feel like if you have a difference of an opinion, you are a coon. And I just want to say this real quick, right? Shout out to my man, Professor Jason Black, okay? And Jason Black, he reached out to me on Facebook. We had a pretty good exchange, right? And one of the things I said, I was like, hey, man, I love your broadcast, but you can't tell him show, because he said, man, I have a broadcast, I don't have a show. And, he was smart enough, even though, like, he has a really good broadcast, man. He said, man, I do like your content. And the thing I like about him is that even though me and him may not have the same opinion on everything, he can see that, hey, brother, what you're doing for Black people, I respect it. And the same thing with him. With his documentaries, man, the brother raised $100,000 with only like 20,000 subscribers. And the thing about it is that we all know that, hey, we don't agree on every single issue, but we know that we are for Black people. A lot of Blacks, man, you can't have that kind of conversation with them. Even me and Donovan Sharp don't get along on every situation. Me and Steve don't agree on every. Me and Alan Roger Curry. But for some people, you can agree with them 95% of the time. For what 1% you don't agree with, man, automatically you a coon. You a sellout. Or if they don't like you no more. Like I had one particular example of a person, when you okay with them, everything is fine. Y'all are friends. You fall out, next thing you know, you a coon. You know what I mean? Shout out to Howard Cooper for the super chat. And, I gotta think, what I'm saying is this. Black people, we all have different feelings. We have different political views. We have different views about how the government should be ran. We have different religious views. And we got to be able to understand that we all not going to see eye to eye on everything. Just because you feel that something is stupid, you don't agree, you can't just start calling people coons, because that's dumb. That's a divisive tactic. And the thing is, especially for brothers, a lot of brothers don't believe in Christianity, for example. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of Black men don't believe in Jesus, don't believe in none of that shit. Shout out to Ted Randolph. And I got a lot of brothers, man, that don't even believe in Islam. That's fine. I'm a Christian. That don't mean that, Steve is an atheist. Is Steve a coon because he don't believe in Jesus like I do? You know what I mean? And we got to understand that we have to be able to get along without agreeing along. You know what I'm saying? And every time you get a black person that sees something, especially when it comes to like black on black crimes or something like that, if you say it's black on blacks, man, blacks got to stop killing blacks. Well, what about white folks? Whites kill whites at the same exact rate. I mean, at the end of the again, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about black people. Oh, you cooning. You don't want to call out white on white crime. You don't want to call out Mexican on Mexican crime. I mean, and this is where we at, man. And again, is you can never really talk about the issues that blacks hurt against themselves.
You know what's funny?
Go ahead, Steve.
I'm sorry, please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, and a white person called Steve a coon, man. That was funny, dog. I saw that today. Yeah, talk about that, Steve. You got called a coon by a white person.
You want to talk about white person because, but you know what's funny, O'Shea, is that this is the problem with those black individuals, because if somebody is successful and you want to be where they're at, don't you think you would want to listen to what they're saying to know where to get your success from? Because here's the thing about it, guys, and this is going to sound really fucked up, but let's be honest here. You think the successful coons care about what you think? Because if they thought like you motherfuckers, they would be just where y'all, they'd be just as poor as you motherfuckers if they thought like you. So maybe you need to push your pride and your ego aside, and whatever it is you want to do, if O'Shea, now look, if O'Shea's in the medical field, do you think if O'Shea had a choice of listening to the guy that is one of the top surgeons in the country, or would he want to listen to Pookie, who is trying to glue and paste shit together? That's where y'all guys get everything fucked up and wrong. See, the smart and wealthy and motherfuckers that y'all call coon, they don't give a fuck what you think. They don't even want to think like you, because y'all don't understand. If we thought like you, we wouldn't be shit. We'd be down at the bottom with y'all bitching about everything. But the language that you got to learn is those who have, you know what separates the coons from the regular people, guys?
What's that? The
coons have something called vision and purpose. The coons are focused. Mm-hmm. The coons have a positive attitude. The coons are very flexible. The coons are masters of their time. The coons are great and strong communicators. The coons have high self-esteem. The coons are action-orientated. The coons read. The coons think. The coons have self-acceptance. The coons work with people. The coons can admit their mistakes and not blame everybody. The coons have great character. The coons have self-control. The coons are always prepared. The coons are self-reliant. Do you hear that? Self-reliant, meaning they don't rely on nobody but themselves, but are not too ashamed to ask for help when it's needed. That's why, O'Shea, that is the greatest compliment someone could give me when they call me a coon. Hey, I'd rather call me a coon than a regular black person. If they call me a black person, that's why I get offended. Because I ain't like you motherfuckers. I ain't like you motherfuckers. Call me a coon. Because as long as you're calling me a coon, O'Shea, that means I'm doing something right and doing something different than all the victims out there, sir.
Here's what I gotta say real quick. I'm gonna let go LAR movement. Somebody said Farrakhan is not a coon. Hold on, dog. I might lose some people, dog. But Louis Farrakhan, number one, is in the city of Chicago. Been in Chicago for many years. One of the greatest black leaders in the last 30, 40 years. Crime has gotten worse underneath the Nation of Islam as they have gotten richer. Now, did you forget about a person named Malcolm X? brother. You talking about Farrakhan ain't no coon, right? Do you remember Malcolm X? Just want to let you know. Do you ever heard him? Do you know what Louis Farrakhan said and wrote his in the final call, I believe in February, in 2 months before Malcolm X was assassinated in 1965? Do you know what he said? Such a man as Malcolm X should be put to death. Why? Malcolm X told the truth about the Nation of Islam. And Farrakhan, who didn't want to be in the truth, wanted to stay in a lie. And he directed black people, said that Malcolm X should be killed. And in 1995, I believe, what was it, at one of their, what do you call their ceremony they have all day? Savior's Day.
About how what we do with our traders is our business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Killed one of the, the greatest black leader that we've had, I think, ever besides Thomas Sankara is number one. Malcolm X is telling black people to do for yourself. Politically, don't be stupid. And Farrakhan is responsible, I feel, and then tried to lie about it. See, we have a lot of people that are dressed up as black leaders. And really what it is with the Nation of Islam, they don't look at themselves as black people, if you think about it, because the Nation of Islam will never, see, they'll do business with niggas. They'll take your money. But the Nation of Islam feels that it's us against the world, including you. That's why the Fruits of Islam ain't gonna do shit until you pay them. The Nation of Islam don't move until you pay them. Is that not right?
I'm about to say something that's gonna piss some people off.
Oh shit.
Go ahead.
I believe in God, okay? I believe in spirituality. But I can make an argument and basically say, you know, religious black people are coons. You worship a God that doesn't look like you, and that spills over into everything you do in your life. I could say the same thing about the Islam cast. You worship a God under another ethnicity's guidelines, and you bow down to them also. And that spills over to every other part of your life. So the minute, you know, we have to really take a good look at how we do things sometimes, because how many black people have you seen with a Jesus piece or a Jesus tattoo with a white dude?
Oh yeah.
Now you can't. That's some cool shit to me.
Oh yeah. In Africa, they got it bad over there, dog. I actually look at the video here. It's the Ugandan white Jesus blog I did in Uganda when I was there, man. And you will see a bunch of black angels surrounded by white Jesus. That's true. That's true.
Like, and we actually distrust ourselves using that base of religion and never looking at it. Why don't you trust your own people? They're evil, right? They're bad. Where did you start learning that shit from? Church? Because you kept looking up at white Jesus, white disciples, white gods, white angels, white apostles, and everything that was evil was dark. But you never put two and two together. That's why the white man's ice is colder, right? Because the white man's Jesus is better. But you tell somebody, you know, Jesus is black. Well, if Jesus is black and everybody in that area was black, how come you treating people that look like you with such disrespect? You can make the case at the end of the day, maybe Jesus got dead in by black people just like they doing black men in the day, because he got turned in by his own brothers, right?
Strong point. If Jesus is black, why do you treat? Yeah.
You motherfucker, man. Pure pop culture fake. How can you call I'm self-reliant. You can't call yourself a king without a kingdom. Nigga, you ain't no fucking king, nigga. You ain't got no kingdom, nigga. Stop that shit.
Who works for you?
You work at Kid's Kingdom, huh?
Hey, work the kids' kingdom, nigga. Shit, you don't want to know, y'all motherfuckers. Y'all, just because you self-reliant don't make you a fucking man. Don't make you just a self-reliant person. But are you all those other things? No, man. Stop that shit, man.
Let me get some shout outs real quick. My man, Tech Savage, thank you guys, man. Leo Master, thank you. $10 donate, super chats. Really love you guys. Thank you so much. And again, if you guys want to get the ebook, How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours, drop your emails there. I'll get them to you. We got a lot of people in the chat today. And get the likes up. I just want to say this real quick, guys. Okay, so I had something I wanted to ask, but okay, these guys, you know, your Farrakhan's, your Umar Johnsons. Okay, we gotta talk about Umar Johnson, man. Umar Johnson. A lot of brothers are really big Umar Johnson fans. I'm not an Umar Johnson fan. I mean, to me, Three Kings. If you want to know what the ebook is going to be called, nigga, just super chat or something. Stop asking the same goddamn question. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. It's not for your ass. All right, listen. Umar Johnson and guys like this, right? He's really militant in the way he speaks and shit. He wants to do have a school for black boys and everything like this. No business plan. He tells people like, I'm celibate. I'm Frederick Douglass's nephew. But come to find out, the Frederick Douglass family said they don't know nothing about this nigga. He's, he's full of shit. Are people like Umar Johnson, man, that they talk a good game and they want to use their, because black people like to be preached to. Let's just be honest. Black people like to be preached to, and black people like very charismatic speakers. These type of guys know they can take advantage of black folks because black people like emotion.
Oh boy.
Are people like Umar Johnson who probably won't ever deliver on what they've said and have been caught in multiple lies? Are they coons? And why can't black people call Umar Johnson and people like him coon?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'll leave it up to you, Steve. You go first.
I want to take y'all down memory lane for a second. We'll talk about someone else who's just as bad as Umar Johnson here. This young man was a young man that lived in a building with a pimp. And every day he got on the elevator and he saw this pimp named Rosebud Bitterdose. And every day he would write, because he had a pad and a pencil with him, and he was writing a book. And he needed to know how to become a quote unquote Mac. So he then asked the pimp every day questions, and he wrote a book called The Art of Macking. Now, this individual here, now let me stop real quick. Oh, Shay, you ever see a movie called Deep Cover with Larry Fishburne, where you're a police officer, but you go deep undercover, and sometimes you go so deep undercover, you then think you're that thing that you're going deep undercover for? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've never seen the movie, but I've heard about it before.
Okay, well, this individual who then decided to call himself a quote-unquote Mac after getting information from a pimp, then decided he was going to write books and he was going to teach guys about Macking and all this other stuff. So once the Macking well started drying up, just kind of like a D.L. Hughley, who's not funny anymore, these guys then realized there's money in black people as long as you teach them that the white man's hating you. So this quote unquote Mac, like Umar Johnson, I say Umar didn't do this, but this quote unquote guy, instead of becoming a Mac, then he became a quote unquote historian. So then he started putting out all these things called Hidden Colors 1 and Hidden Colors 2 and Hidden Colors 3 and Hidden Colors 4. He just putting them out one by one, suckering these motherfuckers into thinking that, you know what, hey, wow, all this information he's giving me is, well, shit, I can't look this up. I can't go and look up the internet or travel myself and find out myself. This is what they do, O'Shea, just like D.L. Hughley. If you notice, he's not D.L. Hughley, the comedian, anymore. He's D.L. Hughley, let's fight for black rights. Why? Because there's so much money in it. Because that is how ignorant we are as black people. All you have to do is start saying the white man is bad, become pro-black, and then you got all these victims following you like sheep, and you're going to make all kind of money. And the last thing I want to say about that Macish historian is that, you know what's funny? When I did a video on him telling the black men instead of giving money to him and getting your credit or your name in the words, you know, at the end of the credits, why don't you, when you give your money, why don't you ask for a percentage of the sales that he's going to make? Because black people don't think, which means when he puts it out, he gets 100% of all the money. So he's going to keep the pro-black thing going, just like D.L. Hughley and just like Umar Johnson. They are the wolves in sheep clothing that a lot of black men don't see, because the anger, the not having a dad, O'Shea, and all these things are a combination of why they follow these fools into the darkness, sir.
I agree, man. Totally agree. So let me go ahead here. LR, you wanna weigh in on that real quick?
A lot of times I like to lay back on certain things because I want to see how it works in time. And from my observation, it's like, what's the next move? Because I remember in the 80s, in the early 90s, when Afrocentric stuff was also big, but it became a fad to something else. So are people just making money off of this? Or are you actually building off of this? To me, it looks more like a business move than it does something to build off of at this particular point. You know, so when these guys in the next 5 to 10 years, if there's still no fruits of that labor, they really gonna get hit hard. But nobody got 5 to 10 years to wait on them when they should be making moves now. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you know, in one way I can give Tariq credit because he tried to make the More Us app. At least he tried something that didn't work. With Umar, you know, at least try charter school, try something. Just don't just sit there and say I ain't gonna never do nothing until I get everything that I want. Because nobody can start anything if they with a perfect situation. Nobody ever has, you know. At the end of the day, if I really want to be cut and dry about it, charismatic speakers haven't done shit for our community. You know, at the end of the day, nothing. Ask the people who build stuff what they've done. Don't ask the people who say nothing, because church has been charismatically speaking for years. Ain't got nothing. You know, unless we talking about boycotts, banks, businesses, we ain't talking about nothing.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Let me do this, you guys. Keep the lights going on. I have to let me go to the restroom quick. I'll come right back. And then you guys keep the conversation going. I'll be right back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's that now?
Where you want to take this, Steve?
Take this where? What do you mean?
He said he'd be right back. So you
okay. Well, well, the thing I want to say is this: is that I hope that some of you, because let's be honest, I'm all about honest, because I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Not all y'all gonna make this shit. I mean, y'all are exactly where y'all need to be, but there are some of you that has drive. Man, you know, I got LA Arm. You know how excited I got the new season of Shark Tank came out, dog. I was like a kid in the candy store, because I love that shit, man. That shit right there, man. That really gets me going, because I just you got to learn the language. You got to learn the pulse of the land. And what's sad, again, there are black people on there that have businesses, and I'm glad they do it. But when you see these 10-year-old kids go on the show with ideas, it's such a shame on our part that we can't think beyond racial problems. We know there's racial problems out there, but we have more black problems than we have, I think, white problems. You can't trust the next black man, especially if you're in a certain area of town, LA Arm. What do you think on that, man?
You know, one of the biggest things that we don't never talk, we rarely, if never, talk about. We never teach our children skills to produce. In other cultures, we don't think about it, man. Who was the last watchmaker in your family? Who was who was the last who was the last furniture builder in your family?
Wow. Yeah.
Like, who does woodwork? Who's the last welder you got in your family? Like, a lot of times, some of us, we can't get on Shark Tank. Look, like, who's the last seamstress, or who was the last home builder, or a cement business owner, brick maker? You know, at the end of the day, we want our kids to be something without teaching them how to be something.
Right. But Heathen Deluxe, got love for you, but I need you to fucking think for a second. I'm telling you, the motherfucker was never a Mac, and you still won't fucking listen. So do what the white people do who don't believe things. Do your research. Every Sunday night, Rosebud Bitter Dose to Pimp has a blog talk show. Look it up. Send him an email. Ask him, and he will tell you the fucking story. But that's the problem with you niggas. Y'all want to believe what you want to believe, but you don't want to do the research behind the shit. Do the research behind it and find out yourself. Yeah, I'm sorry, LAR Moon. Please continue, sir.
No, like, we got to take this all the way back to the basics. You know,
right?
Some of us we can't even snake our own toilet. You know, like, literally, you when's the last day you can't power wash cement? You don't know. Like, we want our kids to huh?
They will not only choose not to LAR moving, but mom cannot teach boys these skills.
But,
so I'm sorry, go ahead.
Look, mom is not teaching these girls what type of man to be with.
Exactly. Right. I know. Right.
We're not gonna get ahead, and maybe it's just me. Can we consider bad parenting cooning? I mean,
yeah. And bad parenting comes in all colors, though. Bad,
right? I'm just saying. I mean, but if we're gonna, you know, can you be considered a coon for being a bad parent? If you expect your child to grow up, turn 18, go to school, and without any guidance, and make something of themselves, and then come back to you and be better than you, and you never taught them anything, and still for some odd reason have reverence and owe you something, don't you think that's kind of messed up? Like,
well, yeah, it's kind of messed up, man. But you gotta understand, we are in trouble, man. Our future is not bright at all, because it is only going to get worse, because these blacks, these victims, are just reproducing more victims. They're not producing. They're not producing success. You know, how many times what do you all, when you see the spelling bee? When you see those spelling bees, you don't really see white kids as much. What do you see? Chinese and Indian, right?
Look, I had the same talk with my son. The school, the principal walked up to him. He wanted him in a math competition.
Right.
So I'm talking to him. I'm like, look, you're in a math competition. They actually ask for you that says, you know, you're one of the brightest in the school. But here's what I need you to do. Find out what they did last year in that math competition. Find out who won that competition, and then start studying to be ahead of the game for this next one.
Yes.
And I damn near had to have an argument with an 11-year-old, because I'm like, let me tell you something. Ain't no such thing as I'm smart, God-given. No, you know, ain't no God-given talent ain't gonna get you as far as you think. You got to have a work ethic and a plan.
Oh,
you know, you got to be willing to work with that. And the crazy part, I've watched this my whole life with us as a group. You're like, look, do you believe in God that much that you think God just blessed you with a talent, and because you're living, you have to do nothing? Just absolutely nothing. Like, you know, like, that's where we fuck up. I had to, you know, when are we going to get out of the stupor of believing?
Well, that because okay, remember handed down stories. Because what did mom? Well, again, single mom. What did single mom's mom tell her? Whenever there was something good, oh, praise God. Whenever something went bad, oh, God, please help us. Whenever something was to the left, oh, God, this, and oh, God, that. So they have force-fed their kids God, just like Santa Claus. And this is what they're standing on. They're trying to stand on this mythical guy, but you know, that's here nor there. But they're trying to stand on what mom has been taught that she's teaching them. But this is where dad needs to come in, because it's okay for mom to teach their children about religion. You know, anything a mother is teaching her child is fine. That's not my problem. My problem is the ability, the attachment that mom has with her son. Because LAR, how old are you, LAR movement? How old are you, big dog?
37.
You're 37?
Mm-hmm.
37 years young. I'm 46. In our mother's eyes, no matter how old we get, we could be 54 or 68. We will always be our mother's baby, meaning she will always coddle us. She will always love us unconditionally. Well, for some of y'all weren't born from love. Some of y'all born from a fuck, so your parents don't care about you. But anyway, for the ones that care about us, they will always want to coddle you. That's where dad comes in at, because dad is going to force that kid to sever that umbilical cord or that attachment he has to mom. Not saying not to stop loving mom, but stop relating to mom. But what we have today, we've got rappers wearing fingernail polish and pearl necklaces. We got men wearing skinny jeans and their pants pulled off their ass cheeks. I mean, we got a lot of feminine energy, because women, you notice women are the only ones that do things to try to enhance themselves to get noticed. You know what I mean? They enhance their beauty, or they wear makeup, or the fake bras and all that silly shit them bitches be doing. Fuck that shit anyway. But LAR movement, these young boys are mimicking mom. But what does mom do the most? LAR movement, complain, is emotional, and won't take accountability for anything. So why should these young boys take accountability for anything when there's the perfect excuse right here? This white police officer is my excuse. Now remember, now the police officer, again, I don't know your scenarios or your situations or anything, but I'm sure that you have friends who've never dealt with a cop before in their life, still think cops are bad.
I'm a little bit worse on that one. I am a person that cops pull guns out on numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
I am a person for nothing, but even as a child. But I'm also a person who, I know somebody who was a gangster who got his ass whipped by the cops, got $1 million lawsuit, and tricked it off in the club, and then wound his ass up back in jail because he was trying to always throw it up in the cop's face. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know cops who were drug dealers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right. And I know cops who are really just trying to get home, and people just was fucking with the wrong person, and they got their ass whipped by a cop. You know what I'm saying? So I call a spade in a situation, you know, but let me back up for a second. I was a little league coach a couple years back, and this is when I knew something was wrong. This kid, big kid, he was running sprints. Big kid wanted to be lazy, so I grabbed him by the back of his jersey, and I ran the sprints with him, but I was pushing him along the way, right?
Yes. So
I'm pushing him along the way. Now he's getting mad because I wasn't letting him BS. So now while I'm pushing him, he's leaning back like this because he don't want me to push him forward, but he don't want to run. So I said, okay, fine. I got one for you. We got to the other side, and I started backpedaling it and pulling him forward. Then when I'm pulling him forward, he pulling back. So then I stop him on the 50-yard line, and I said, now you don't want to run. You're on your own. When I push you to run faster, you want to push back. And when I pull you to run faster, you want to pull. So what the hell are you out here for? And see, it was that moment the kid looked at me like, damn, I'm just sitting here trying to argue over something that I said I wanted to do. Like, that's a problem. When it comes to logic, I always have to tell my son the same scenario about breaking out of that hope bullshit. Because there was a time we were just playing out in the yard. And I said, look, son, you got to catch a ball, keep your eyes on the ball. He says, oh, no, I could do that with my eyes closed. I said, okay, you want to be a smart ass, huh? All right. Well, close your eyes. You're going to catch with your eyes closed. Hit him in the face like 10 times in a row. So now open your eyes and catch the ball like I told you to. 8 out of 10. And every time we get into a conversation about some belief over logic, I said, do you remember when you got hit in the face with the football all that time? And he sit there like, yeah. I said, well, what you going to do in the rest of your life? You just going to get hit in the face because you believe that something in your mind tells you could do something that just doesn't fucking make sense? And he's like, yeah, I get your point. I say all that to say this. We as a community, we need to, why did we vote? Hope and change. We hoped, but we didn't do anything to change. You get what I'm saying? So even when you watch Shark Tank, and I notice this all the time, and I haven't watched it in a while, they ask the guys about their invention or whatever they made or their business model. They ask the guys how much of that product did they sell. They ask the guys the demographic. They ask the guys, where they're from and what's the use. They ask them if they have an IPO, if they got the if they got the patent down and everything. And then they break it down in saying, if one's in retail, they can see that business. If one is in marketing, they can see that business. Then they break it down into percentages. Okay, I'll do this, and we got 30%, or he gets 30, he gets 30. You get whatever. But we're not even thinking in that model of man, because we're not even putting in the effort to create. You got to bring something to the table. We got to bring something to the table as a group. We can't keep saying we built this country and we're such a good people and a great people. And we do so many great things. And then we have a generation of people who don't want to do shit.
Case in point, Hidden Colors, motherfucking truth. You talk about you love Hidden Colors so much, motherfucker. Your dumb ass don't realize all that information you're reading about. If you get off your lazy fucking ass, like L.A. Martin was just talking about, you can learn something, motherfucker.
Look, I don't even have a problem with Hidden Colors. What I have a problem is if you watch Hidden Colors and you see, okay, Greenfield Patterson built cars too. You see that George Washington Carver, I believe, helped Ford with the idea of making the plant. Okay, so why can't you tell your kid, look, you know what? Why don't you try to be a car designer? How about that? We've actually built cars. We've actually put models for planes. Why don't you be a pilot, son?
But LAR, you're right. But here's the problem. Back then, those black fathers and those young black men have something that these motherfuckers don't have today. No passion, no drive, no discipline. It's not going to work today, dog.
I'm going to take it a step further.
Take it a step further.
Black men came from nothing to something in that day and knew if they got something, they'd probably get lynched. They had balls. They was going to be a man whether they got killed for being a man. They had balls. Okay, so I was a slave a year ago. Guess what? I was a sharecropper. I saved my money. Now I'm a businessman. That's what I'm gonna do. Like we got people out here who just, I can't do it. Me personally, I can't hear that. Yeah, is there racism in America? Yes, it's fucking America. Is there white supremacy? Yes, that's fucking America. But guess what? If your great-great-grandfather started a business from nothing, you can start one.
And shit was worse back then.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't get bank loans either, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
So, they knew if they invented something, somebody was going to steal it. What they did was they didn't give them their best invention. They gave them something that they could make a profit off of to create what they really wanted to create.
There you go. Yes.
So we gotta be 100% real with what we doing and how we going about shit. The term "don't tell your right hand what the left hand is doing," that was for business. That wasn't for fucking family. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your greatest idea to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. But we don't have. But see, they don't have that creativity gene in them. Not all of you can. Look, anybody that speaks the language of victim doesn't have a creative gene in them to want to be successful. Like I say, yeah, I give Shannon Sharpe all the credit in the world. Shannon's self-made. We went to the NFL, but this Shannon we see right now, we didn't see that in the beginning. Like I say, they kind of hold it and wait until they make all their paper, then they talk that shit, because then they know if they get kicked or canned, they already got money to back up. But they don't come in being real. They come in, do what they do. Then when they start stacking their paper, then they start running off and popping off their gums. That's just how they work, man.
Yeah, but I mean, but at least a person like Shannon, you could tell a person, guess what? Shannon came from a super country bumpkin ass town. You know what I'm saying? He talked about eating raccoons and shit for dinner. And he said he gonna work so hard he'll never eat like that again. See, here's the problem. They got motherfuckers out here eating Twinkies and ho-hos. He ain't never had to face that shit. They eating Snickers for dinner, and it's all good. They don't. Some of us gotta really take into consideration. Some of us in America really don't know what poverty is. Some of us really don't know what struggle is. Some of we've seen our family members struggle, but we didn't. Some of us don't want to admit that all the shit that we like to talk about about people in this country, even our own people. We got family members who got old clothes, old cars, old houses, who bust their ass but got paper in their pocket to make sure your fucking ass can make it. And
what are you doing to thank them though? Nothing.
That's my point right there.
Ain't doing a damn thing.
They would have people work 30, 40 years to send your ass to school or trade school or college. And in the minute you get on, you don't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college with people who came from 2-parent households and richer households. They asking for extra money to buy weed and alcohol. Bullshit, not graduating. That shit's insulting. You know what I mean? Like, if we really want to be honest, we as a group and in certain demographics, we got to take responsibility for a lot of this shit that's going on right now. Stop saying the drug dealers are the business. They're not. Stop saying, fashion is important unless you motherfucking making and selling clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they rather buy and look the part. See, they don't understand rich people. You can never tell I have money. I would never tell. You know why? Because I don't floss. I just wear regular old clothes. You'll never know. And you know what? Most white people, like Bill Gates, you don't see that motherfucker quote unquote suited and booted.
Hold on. And by no means what I just said, if anybody misconstrued, this ain't no diss for Kevin Samuels, because Kevin trying to tell you get your image right so you can handle your business. But for all y'all just gonna shop out there and I'm gonna look fly but do nothing, you fucking up. How many you shouldn't have a million Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram club posts and no fucking business posts.
That's the norm though, man. What you talking about, dog? I gotta look suited and booted with these gators, man. I gotta look good for the club, man. The hoes, man. The hoes.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, dog, how it is.
I love my people, but I've seen that, especially with the richer folks, and they're like, why the rich folks ain't helping the poor folks? How many times have one of y'all heard the story of somebody wanted them to be invested in, they screw it over and they tell a dude or the woman that's rich, but you got more, you got it. Don't worry about the little shit that I took from you and fucked you with. That ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But your ass, but you do the same thing with the church though, don't you?
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's true. It's definitely true. Listen, it's 2:30, man, here in Poland. I gotta get up for class in the morning and shit. So,
yeah,
Steve, you have a show, right?
In 30 minutes, you're getting money for a show. Shit.
All right. So, let me shout out some people, man, because I had a situation I had to take care of real quick. So, thanks everybody for being in the show, and let me shout out the people that was in the super chat. Let me do that real quick. So, it started off a little rocky because we was trying to get everything together, but it ended up pretty decent. And hold on a second, guys. So shout out to the Priest Ambassador. Shout out to Leo Master. This Sambo got benefits for life. All right, guys, we really thank you so much. Shout out to LAR Movement. But yeah, man, I do got to get to bed. So I got class in the morning and shit like that. So Steve, what time is your show? 30 minutes?
Yeah, the show starts in 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay, so I'll talk to Clay real quick. Shout out to LAR. Shout out to everybody, man. And so we see you guys tomorrow night, okay?
Cool.
Peace.
Peace out.